Cool, fresh and trendy with a new look. Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Efiora, me mwachi o Efiora.
Yes on.
Machi o Efiora. Efiora mechi awon yeso.
Hey, Ewra, enfase mamsu. Wati? E ba force search me. Mo yem no.
Won so pepe.
Hey, oh, wafi, we dia me pesa oni Efiora bekon. Efiora we dia ye kwa sori abo.
Ewrade. Mo kwa sori.
Ye papa ye.
Ewrade ka soro hwa. Wati? E be se wo ba hwa wa kraba kumpo wunya. Onipa da sane timi koto this way chocolate drink. No ne yire ne mma edi nsu ehia twabia nom anopa. No wi a wasade bia hye fridge mu. Wo mako school pon a wasan ba be yia nom. Enu mpore se ne nka ne twaso mu pa ende ye rekore. Na fie wura beti ha. Anopa dio, ewia dio, enumre dia mo no makodew. Mo mame. Na mu wi a ma sora akotra so ndem se ye kosum ya.
Mesi na dia ya late nso me yanke kabinje Efiora ye wi a yakosere body pache. Ke Efiora, wuti fia se light bi no water bi ba wunchia bi. Wo boa se sika na fa koto this way chocolate drink na ba nom.
Hwe me catch you play fa. Say this way chocolate drink no. metumi ato bi pa na so na me de so mo ahwe wate e de me hia ne nsuohie na nsuohie so me ntoi se me bufu a betumi ato bag mu a wate
yeah fiewura we nko ade ma abunfu e ko to
e fiewura fi de ya bre ma abunfu bi
munyam sumponie munyam sumponie na mo ba ya trimodefo
FDA ahwe se adwede nkrato mo agye atum se eye
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Odesampa Kasiabo Kowakata Monsa Amaya se Kasiabwaye Onye yimu Nukretrodo Kagile Kamadile Bo Nitafe Mumayentie KWASI 100.9 KWASI Bonkwe.
You explained very well the possibility that the firing could have come from the crowd, which I also subscribe to. Could have. But members of the public who don't understand military, whatever it is, strategies, the guns they use, whatever they use, might also say that from the video they saw some of your men kneeling down, and kneeling is aiming. How do you answer that?
So, you see, there is a procedure in dispersing crowd. The first is a verbal warning. The second is to cock your weapons to signal to the crowd that you are about to fire. The third is to fire warning shots. But the signal to scare them includes the kneeling, to aim, for you to be scared and maybe disperse. As a matter of fact, the direction of the man who knelt was said that no casualty came from that side. He didn't fire. He didn't fire. He fired only warning shots. But when he went down, he didn't fire. In addition to that, kneeling is a position for firing. We have types of positions we fire for: sitting, kneeling, squatting, standing. One we adopt whichever one he finds comfortable with. So just taking a knee doesn't mean that you are doing something out of the ordinary.
And you and I know that you understand this. But somebody watching the video, somebody died. So what do you think their perception? That's why I'm asking you that. Yes. So we need to educate ourselves.
Yes, sir.
.9 East FM suno as you go. Yes, in ya obofoko urem nyina no hu no beka anka ensembesi and telebia na wetumi atiase kwara we dey ebrand koti
internal audit
ma the one kata ya kweni myenji the one kata
abusuafo ya sama mu akwa babie u na the bakata Ghanaian Times na damanimu what the aban what say what the surgeon your friend Brigadier General Joseph Apo nimfoni aba abetua na Samuel kan one say wonu aye general officer commanding this OC Central Command ya Ghana Armed Forces na bra okopie mu committee nanim no ana committee no bisa ne say aba ne say na sojafo mu kwa control crowd wa Etiramudu one mo amusase tututuyo. Wana papa no tire mu se asojafo ni duru wanom no. Na emabunu no a etire nyina wanu kurakura akode ebi kura weapons, ebi kura tuyo, ebi kura bo, ebi kura sekan, ebi kura nnua. Na saa nneema ni nyina ya nneema ebetumi adi awuo. Enti wamu tu one mo apɛ ɛna mmeranteɛ no starting sɛ wamu tugu asogyafoɔ no so ɛna asogyafoɔ no nso retaliate yɛ na asogya ni no a yɛhu sɛ wakotofoɔ mu a ayɛ sɛ wɔtotuo no ɛnyɛ tuo no wɔtuo no wɔhunahuna wɔ mu sɛ monkomati enti wɔhyɛ da obu nkotodwe no wasɔre obu nkotodwe no wasɔre kyerɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛbɛsika mmabunu no na wɔmakɔ ɔmati enti obi ka sɛ ɛna sogyani no ɛkoto no wɔsutu yi a wohu sɛ nnipa no wɔsutuo enti monka nsɛm no sɛ conspiratively sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a obi nkɔka asɛm amfa nkɔto sogyani biara so afei Ghanaian Times wɔnom w'anim hɔ ɛna wɔtɛ sɛ Gulf of Guinea ɛna wiase nyinaa yɛ global no ɛba no kidnapping a wɔn na wɔn tɔpo yɛ ɛyɛ 2020 wɔde ho asɛm ɛde aba na president ɛna wɔn nso ɛkaate ɛsɔɔse bi a wɔtɛ sɛ renewable energy ɛwɔ Ghana ha wɔn ba abɛyɛ ho atuma fire personnel yɛ a wɔn brɛ yɛ ɛwɔ Makoda market no yɛsi agya no koraa 3 days ansa na wɔn tumi adum gya no enti sɛdeɛ ne yɛ ka sɛ ɛna wɔn anya adeɛ ɛna wɔn antumi anya wei no wɔata sɛ ɛnyɛ no koraa na mmom asogya fire service foɔ no brɛ paa ansa na wɔn tumi adum agya no a yɛhu yɛ no na daily guide yɛ nim ha nso wɔde aba wɔde babunu baako a yɛfrɛ no Ibrahim Muhammad a yɛfrɛ no Mato Kaka ɛbrɛ no ɔda hospital a na wɔwuo no ne mfoni ɛda ha na asam kro no a sogyafoɔ no testimony ya wɔn de kyerɛ committee no ɛna wɔn tɛ sɛ ɛmɛbunu no na di nkan tutuo egu aposifoɔ ne asogyafoɔ no so ɛno na ma asogyafoɔ no nso retaliate yɛ enti nya asogyafoɔ no na duru hɔ no mu a wɔn hyɛ aseɛ tututuo afei wɔde Dr. Mamadou Bawumia ni abɛtoa ɛyɛ tumadie bi a wɔkɔ bia no conference bi na wɔtɛ sɛ enipa a yɛ kidnap wɔ mu ɛsɛ sɛ ɛtuo etumi atwa ɛno ho asɛm ɛna wɔkɔ kaayɛ ɛwɔ ha afei wɔde mmarahyɛbagyafoɔ no de aba mmarahyɛbagyafoɔ yi a wɔwɔ yi sɛbi Ghana mmarahyɛbagyani yɛbɔ ne din sɛ wɔyɛ parliamentarian a wɔyɛ Ghana parliamentarian a ɛsɛ nhunu a hu sɛ yes ne mu atu enuonyam bi ɛwɔ n'anim enti ɛsɛ sɛ yɛkɔtɔ hyɛn na yɛde ma MPs ni nyinaa tenam ɛyɛ Land Cruiser no a yɛtaa tɔ de ma wɔ mu no but wei no ɛsɛ yɛtɔ Land Cruiser si a ɛyɛ latest koraa ɛyɛ tia rɔba na ahoɔden wɔ mu ɛtɔpɔtoɔ so mu a ɛnyɛ deɛ ɛbɛyɛ takam ne bi wei tɔpɔtoɔ so mu a bɛte gigim na ɛtam wa gigim ebia mmarahyɛbagyani ɔpɛntɛm wɔkɔ baabi ɔkɔyɛ adwuma mmerɛ yi yɛbɛyɛ ne dan yes let's put this one together let's put this together people no wɔn kɔ ɛnyɛ sɛ ebia mmarahyɛbagyani na ne kaa nyɛ na okuta kaa lɛte ɛso wɔnya kaa ahoɔden wɔm yɛbɛtumi adi akɔneaba ba people na yɛhia $28 million de yɛde akɔtɔ cars no adi mmarahyɛbagyafoɔ baako 275 ɛno nti mmarahyɛbagyafoɔ cars ne sika no ɛwɔ ha ɛyɛ $28 million ɛna yɛde kɔ akɔtɔ afei the chronicle de bokrata anim ansa na no ma memfa de bokrata daily post amfamra na daily post w'anim no wɔde mampani Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo na yire Rebecca ne mfoni da hanum sɛ ya maame ne South African wear ɛna ne kunu mampani Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo wɔhyɛ space run no ɛna wɔkisi nafono na wɔtɛ sɛ dako mampani Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo bɛyɛ adeɛ bi a Ghanafoɔ nyinaa bɛpia bɛgyina bɔnten ne yɛteam nana ne yɛsa akɔda wɔtɛ sɛ wɔhu sɛ mampani yɛ greedy yɛso obi yɛ greedy a mampani Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ɛyɛ greedy paa sɛ watumi ahyɛ nyame anim sɛ yɛmfa cabinet akatua a wɔn gyeɛ ɛmfa ma ne ho kani ɛmfa bi nso mfa ma Samida Bawumia vice president yere de bɔka tetrɛ sɛ asɛm a wɔnti bi da wɔ n'asom ɛne deɛ watie na mampani paa wase mampani ɛyɛ greedy wɔde ho asɛm ɛde aba Democrat ɛyɛ nim na Chronicle no ɛne wasan de aba na nipa a wɔda hɛ ɛyɛ Brigadier General Joseph Apo wase ɛbrɛ a wɔn kɔ agyira no na wɔn ani so ade hunu ne sɛ wɔn bɛma mmabunu no calm down so they try their possible best ya wɔn ka kyerɛ mmabunu ne sɛ go back we don't want any fight here go back ɛna mmabunu no ante aseɛ ɛna wɔn starting so wɔn shutu asogyafoɔ no ɛno na ma asogyafoɔ no so retaliate ya asɛm no ba asa no enti nya asogyafoɔ no mfom soɔ na Kuradu Agyeman Rollins da ha was African way Maame Teresa Kofoɔ ɔno nso da ha was African way Lordina Mahama ɔno nso da ha wɔn deɛ yeles ɛna wɔde ne kyɛn ne ato no kom wɔkyɛ sɛ saa ketua no a yɛde ma mampani yere ɛna na bɛdi akyire yere no atɛ dadaada saa bra wɔnum kununum nyinaa di mampani no na yɛtuatua allowance ɛde ma wɔ mu afɛ ne yɛbɛyɛ no pay that time na yɛ allowance ni pay difference bi yɛ anim enti nya de foforɔ koraa afɛ parliament ɛna wɔn mu ba bɛhyɛm senti a building materials boɔ ɛsora na ɛkɔ enti wɔde Alban Suma na Kingsford Babin ne mfoni aba bɛtoa wɔtɛ sɛ adeɛ sɛ Ghanafoɔ kompleni wɔkɔtɔ ayɔn wuro so ane buɔ kɔ soro wɔkɔtɔ cement ane buɔ kɔ soro nneɛma yɛde si dan nyinaa buɔ kɔ soro efie wurafoɔ wɔn nso atoto wɔn ɛdan mu ama tenant yɛtete fie ntumi ntua dan ka ɛyɛ adeɛ bi ɛhɔ ɔman no paa ɛno nti wɔn ba bɛpa wɔ abɛgyeku a wɔbɛyɛ saa nhyehyɛmu no a wɔde ho asɛm ɛde aba the Chronicle Democrat mu afei Daily Dispatch anim ha wɔde Kennedy Akompre Akua Japan ne mfoni ɛde aba abɛto ha ɛna wɔtɛ sɛ Ghana nsɛmkyerɛfoɔ yɛnea ne yɛde ntokwa bɛba ɛsiane sɛ yɛhu nokora paa yɛntumi nka adeɛ yɛ a wɔgyina hɔ yi wɔ dwan nsɛmkyerɛni bɛka sɛ ɛna adeɛ no deɛ wɔpɛ ntura di no ɔbɛyɛ sɛ ɛna wɔdwan aboa no koraa sɛ wohyɛ no a ɔnsɛ wɔdwan papa wɔdwan ne ho wie bebree wei deɛ nkɔyɛ ase wɔdwan deɛ wɔpɛ so ɔkama no tra so nso bɛyɛ ɛna wɔdwan yi deɛ wɔne nantwie gyina hɔ nom a pɛpɛpɛpɛpɛpɛ wei wɔdwan nantwie saa na nsɛmkyerɛfoɔ akɔyɛ nokora da hɔ paa yɛfu yɛntumi nka nokora deɛ yɛbɛdie pɛsɛmi nkuminya ɔno nko a ne deɛ ɔbɛdie nti adeɛ ne nyɛ korɔ so ɛyɛ ukɔmpɛ koraa de kɔmpɛ kuwait a yɛdeɛ ne yɛ obi nso adeɛ ne yɛ paa ɔsɛ ɔnyɛ wei na wokɔ Amerika koraa sɛ nyɛ saa no wɔ mu yɛ no enti nsɛmkyerɛfoɔ Kennedy Japan sɛ yɛne ɛne yɛbɛsɔ gya ɛde ato Ghana ha afei kanda paa ɛne wɔno nso wɔtɛ sɛ investigation a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ agyira no yɛnya abotrɛ na bibia ɛnkɔ so kama nkwansia esie enipa ewuo waka ho asɛm ɛwɔ Daily Dispatch anim mamemfa the new crusading guide mra wɔde ni Agyeman kisi ya wɔtɔ so mienu ɛne wɔka sɛ wɔtɛ sɛ Pantan Hospital asɛm wo esi wɔ hɔnom no mpanimfoɔ nsɛ na wɔn ma asomdue mra na yɛse director no a ɔwɔ hospital wɔ no ɛna wɔne wɔhene no anya ntokwa na wɔhene no ka kyerɛ ne sɛ wɔne no wɔyɛ chief a wɔwɔ mpɔtam ha na director no ka kyerɛ sɛ you are chief and so what you want to steal government land and protecting the land there you say you want to take the land from us enti wɔasɔto wɔhene no enti wɔn mu hyɛ n'anim kwan sɛ wɔde kyawpa ɛde bɛkɔ akɔma wɔhene no Dr. Mamadou Bawumia ɛna wɔda a wɔhyɛ kwan a bɛfa so a enipa a yɛkidnap wɔ mu wɔ po so yɛbɛtumi afaiti atia mmarahyɛ badwafoɔ ɛba abɛgye atom wɔn mu kyerɛ sɛ COVID-19 aduro no yɛhia sika saa akɔtɔ foforɔ sika a yɛde kɔtɔ COVID-19 vaccine no we need another $200 million $200 million na yɛde akɔtɔ COVID-19 duro ni bi de aba enti abamba bi mfoni da ha wɔsrɛ sɛ mmarahyɛ badwafoɔ anyi ntom na yɛnkɔtɔ eduro ni bi mmara sika a yɛbɛhia ɛde akɔtɔ eduro no ɛno no afei the supreme ɛna wɔde asɛm baako no a mekaeɛ no wɔde aba wɔtɛ sɛ Dr. Frank Benny ɔno ayɛ director ma Pantan Hospital yɛsi anaano nkɔɔbo wɔ hene no doctor no bufu paa ma fɛ deɛ eduru baabi wɔn pata doctor kora wɔntie ɛma doctor kora nkɔɔyi ne set nanka wɔne wɔ hene no ako na ni Adjumai Kisi the third ɛyɛ divisional head ɛma ga parliament stool land committee chairman ɛma ni efutu Brempɔn family asase ho mansotie Pantan Hospital for ne trɛ sɛ ensase ne yɛ wɔ mu dia na nanom ayemfo nso trɛ sɛ daabi ɛyɛ wɔnom dia enti saa menteme ho asi ba yɛ ɛna yɛ pata dɔ kese wɔ wɔyɛ nana nti yɛne ne nko at least fuobuo ne ani die sɛfata fama nana wɔsi no wɔnte aseɛ kora nti tanka wɔn mu ampata no paa ma akoma antɔ a nkoa bia wɔn ma nana so kora ɛde ne to baabi nti wɔn mu tɛ sɛ ɔmfa tawpa ɛmfama nana Dr. Mamadou Bawumia na titaafoɔ ɛna wɔn mu de aba so o asɛm bi a na nkɔfoɔ ka sɛ wɔn mu huro alantremante ɛwɔ gaabi wɔkyere da ko papa yi ase no ɛnyɛ nokorɛ obi ahuro obi a enti saa asɛm no a ɛnam abɔnten a yɛbɔ mfuturo gu nkɔfoɔ ani no wɔtase yɛ mɔntungu ɛnyɛ nokorɛ wɔn mu ahuro alantremante na mmom ɛyɛ Dr. Mamadou Bawumia ɛna na wɔn bɔ adagye ne so na daybreak ɛde aba ɛna wɔkyerɛ sɛ ɛyi BNI chief no a yɛsaake no wakɔ akɔnya post foforɔ ɛwɔ national security enti wɔde Albert Kandapa ne mfoni abatoa kwaku asomani wɔno nso deɛ da ha ɛna Major General Francis Eduamanfo retire wɔno nso mfoni ɛda ha na wɔtɛ sɛ BNI chief no a yɛsaake no wakɔ akɔnya adwuma foforɔ koraa ɛwɔ national security yɛ a wɔkɔ akɔyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ hɔ na Ambrose Derry Adaha one your Minister of Interior and interview a woman and ye and waka say any pass the woman qua I will drani dear a yara was empa nemum na a soldier for no near Sessu woman ya and na omu a yano. Dr. Mamadou Bawumia say yen young cambum na a posu nipa ya kidnap woman. Yentumi enku enfenti
Abraham da si mami kwa manus mesa bana watu aso dia mine na so far committee Minister of Interior te ye womasha wenjumedie no ase womoda so a mpenifo ko manimu a womu bisebise omonsem nia esi we adra na no pe ye pese ye toa ye nkomo no so ne ehwe so far se ne nemesi ko ne yesua bibi kakra enti ye ko Colonel Festus ABOAGYE security expert na yene no edi eye enkomo kakra ewo yesa asemi kana das mo akwa baba Neat FM so anope na umpo mwe so committee shase yesu mudi omudwumai ensem no bi piepie ya na nka yetutu ensem no gumu saa na ye kasa na ebi asojafo yi bambofo security fo ma nya ade ene ne ye ka ho tutu bia ena de enra ensem no bi epie no military command yi womuko ehia committee no ebi kra ba abonte en kire se womutu etu a is because omo ano omo protest no womo so omo hyase etuo na why so je ni pe na me bisa se ne kwan so ano no se womo ntra ho na obi emmo mutuo enkuom enti omo ye bibisi ansa ne kwan so ano no ma yensua bibi kakra anope
so it all no menya fine and share committee no international no kra you may be over
okay
minister ni dey no yenele nansa
Ashanti regional minister
and na me see kakra for na me name throughout it ensure CMP question of intelligence so when I'm
yeah
sentiment say soldier for here human say yɛbɛtoto atuo abɔ ɔman mma ɔman no ma no neɛ ɛbɔ ɔmo ho ban ɛne asase no a yɛte so a yɛagye ɛho kyerɛ ne friends territorial integrity sojafoɔ defend this territorial integrity na mmom ɛba sɛ ɔman no ankasa mu within our borders basabasa bi aba running internal security nti ɔmo ɛhyɛ ntade kuta atu adi kɔ hɔ mu nyinaa yɛfrɛ ɔmo security forces ɛbɛtumi police na ɛbɛtumi military na police foɔ no ɔmo na constitution ahyɛ to hɔ ɛmsɛ chapter 210 I stand to be corrected. I watch you. One, for maintaining law and order. Two, for protecting life and property. Three, for detecting, for prosecuting crimes. That is my thing. Anything the Ghana Police Service about so many. A guardian, law and order. Said, regional minister and so intelligence. That's all the intelligence in the committee. Minimum the manti. You can't say intelligence. What is the intelligence? On your mission. I remember fighting back. There 1982 baby. Palestinians your trade almost father. Mom. On they just why you don't. And almost you can't. I know now bounds can anything no more to rocket, but say rockets no more to call Israel. It is Israeli intelligence, external intelligence, from Mossad. Mossad for even say, Omunya information say, Palestinians not talk and numb and in Chile. That was the information they got in large quantity. And so, someone who said, again, Palestinians not talk in Chile and in numb. You are numb. Intelligence meaning said, almost so Palestinians know by yet father. The only so Israel will blockade South Lebanon. Any camp now, they don't know where you want to go. I say, they will survive. That is intelligence. Intelligence, regional minister, and coordinate committee, intelligence, one, Omukoshi Ibrahim. Two, Omukokum Imam. Three, Omukoshi police station. And I say four, so-called criminals nature. Omusoko attack or more. What was the intelligence? So I find intelligence now to committee in India. You know, working in a Uti in a year. I am trying to say intelligence. What was the intelligence? No can show more Koshi police station there. I must see media no more. One of the roles of the military is the police is also a giant crowd control, crowd management. No more protective police station now. Crowd control by your own. It's a soldier for bar, assuming police reinforcement. Soldier for no bar. One of their primary tasks, any police station. I best friend is a vulnerable point. EP. Only amateur. The bank intelligence nature is a almost for two bank na almost safe in any one. And also by a vulnerable point or key point. Which are for no bar, or more than your friend is static protection. Then a bear police for no being by normal control the friend is a crowd. In the intelligence, there's a regional minister, Sam Bedview. No back committee supporting intelligence, Namia. I also know why Namia intelligence. That's fine.
But before we go in, Sanchez, me and our own main. Say, be a police for jai. Na wamaya se bi omo kwa protect omo police station crowd control no so be omo nsemi enu ntie hu hia se bi a astrafo yi ebemu And it means that yeah, can say, oh, a bano, Ghana internal security, and in the keka home, crowd control, BC, no, and say, soldier for a dium who called Jim, yet, me boy.
Maybe that's so much. Being in a case, incident, the nature of that crowd and our demonstration. So, Fanise Kukumbana number, internal security. Bound is completely different from a Juradian. So, a Juradian is the under normal circumstances, so please want to be to a monument. Who knew for so it's a soldier for them. Oh, that could be one day. The police, if you know, a term, now police commander, the police is dumb, a buy. 10 years ago, the 6th or 7th January, everyone has a political party and this is Omoko Central Commission Office. That president can manage the crowd. Don't you understand? See, there are questions to be asked and answers to be provided. The police for no more here, no more you know, more member. And you make sure that the police commander, tactical commander on the ground, at the draft. Briefing on the Bama soldier for. And yes, soldier for anybody determines that on base and on base. A police commander, our constitution is woman, yaki almost maintaining law and order. On no what say. Please hear your own word, right? I hear them. Crowd the entry manager. Omo ya dos. A pure atuto ebem. Yachi asikai. Our mukupa. Omo the petrol. She a dime any stores in the only am saying. Differently the mood of the crowd. Only am saying. That mood, you know. The Burma police commander, the dear droid here, to do all came to me. And so I did paper at 2 tables. Now, for trainer certificate. The blank certificate, you know. I actually will be sign. That's what they call part of the crowd control management mechanism. What to serve brand military tactical commander. The name is sign her. The mission of air shower. And Sana soldier for number. Then Tisana soldier for no briefing, nothing. No more shelters or more you. Our police for no hand you over mouth. And yet, I said police for hand you over. If you have video now, and no one, if you are police for never brief to one that. Go Omoji briefing, correctly respect. The respect is briefing no my military commander now also. Sometimes say phobia and GOC or whoever now. They would do a form and so deep briefing, police briefing from the tactical police commander. And I'm going to brief you there. Who say okay? The CIA send a crowd no more. Omunya violence. It's intelligence needs Omukoshi police station here. Immediately, priority number 1. And it's a Japan to protect the police station.
Okay.
Crowd no more, but do no control or protect it.
Yeah, but Mammy Mount Church, we move, Mammy. Why is of a military forum? Is it police now more ground on ABA, the police commander, and Obefre, so Genia catcher and so, CCID, AG and Sim. Why is what yes, I call
tactical police commander.
Okay, because the reason why
police commander that respect now, I am the regional chairmanship of regional.
Okay.
Police commander, member. POC a member. MCC of OBN, member. Fire service, member.
Okay. Okay.
If you respect for no, that intelligence now military is money intelligence. There was no movie one bobo. Someone was okay. Send your intelligence next year. I'm no more here. See a day soldier for. You want to, and so shrimp paper show. Except by word of mouth. I cannot be everything. Seminim soldier needs to be under similar circumstances. Oh, may one for that bit. Regional minister need to know no country that police. You also refuse. Saying appropriate procedure, no. For Jenny instructions, a friend of orders from Accra, General Headquarters, and Army Headquarters. To a country minister, in Nibium, semi from Pasai respect meeting for the conquer. Me, the Carabo. Saudi instructions to them, my papa. The Papa Mupadi respect meeting as a conquer, National Security Secretary. Not directly free above there, but through the Macam.
Na kind of processing what do? Biana make us say. And now, Cassa, I say, ye de to crata soon in your Kahuna, and I say, be a dear so say, a honor and person.
And worry, in church, Ramon and the worry. And church, me church, and a man worry.
Because if you are your quack, could you dear good crata so? Na making Biana,
and son or more crown. Part of the impression, and it said, far being certificate now, ya trade or be answered. And no contemplation of someone found what that's the principle normally prepared. And I just say, I had to see, yeah, what is a jazz sheep baby. The jazz sheep baby, yeah. So by fan crime to cry, and so far bucket. And I'm what?
Yeah.
The bucket is going you don't know baby, and I said, you know, baby, I'll bring your bucket now. Indeed, by the flock, the police forward arrangement on the ground.
Me mount cheche we mama me so enra nye PA or ye committee nenim no. Brana General Officer Commander Brigadier General Joseph Alpha or Kasan what I say wonya call from the regional minister who is the chairman of the Regional Security Council. And no ma wo so omu deploy omu call ye soldier for no call ye me nyanti asese bia odigu krata so but na me person cheche medical ne say ne kwan so ano no say regional minister afafo ne bia wafre ana say police pinyin na so afre hwan and an person who kaka no so regional minister and so as part of the head of the Rexet no to me so betimi afre soldier for no so okay ade police for ni sem timum nko
a decision. Japan is a collective.
Okay.
I respect no. I take it the beer zone. It's a soldier for them. Meeting on me, that's all my record. Training meaning. So now, I mean, can't say. Sankate in a part of the national architecture mechanism. Yes, I tried training in a doctor's job for paperweight science. Oh, not despite rather whatever I'm saying for. You see, the whole idea is that if a common security forces no come, it doesn't end at the riot grounds. There are a matter of court investigation. You drew court when you are known now the vacancy of free. On them, the crash out of the two. The crash out of the two. I may hand you over a pass to the timing in our house. Me, as may see, Finland, as so time at the draft, handed over to so to Lieutenant Colonel, Major, Captain, whoever, none of these were on. When I'm saying, the bill, the hand over Master for now. Someone control the crowd now. Procedures in that was. I'm assuming, sir, they near you say, a couple. Maybe the idea, I said, my company said, between military academy, 1973, any the same military, military academy and training schools, platoon commanders, that period now, baby, up to bear 79, oh, baby. Now, me, yes, that's training. The soldier for no bar, most line. Between first line, second line, third line. The commander no way. What the loud hail about? Morale Diano. We share face mask and a nose mask, face mask. They say they acquire fiberglass. Yeah, I say motor for you now. You can buy for one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ukuta shields. You see, I can say shields no 73. I hope police academy now in Kentain here and you're down in the round. That will control the child almost a share in my way. The loud is a motive bulk of the look. In Shemona Monsieur Harris, it's here, Ebra. Into Uncle Fie. Where can it have been? In our use of force, no. One in our demand account. Person said, we there to committees, no more drew or no more. No more for a day for no more kind. Then devices. But the crowd did now do another old town. If you are the person or Monty. Don't have it. Now, okay. Now, crowd do not end order. They more one move to air system. Only a more violent. It be air to a few. It be air she a dime. It be a communipa. Only a mistake. And now the situation here violent. And no normal order. A friend of fire control order. In my example, Francis Ujafo, you do need a number of more. 1 rifleman, 2 rifleman, 3 rifleman, you can't say number 4 rifleman. No describable target. No one smells now, you shoot the face of the clock. You can say 12 o'clock, and then you now name thing. You can say 2 o'clock, and then just say, oh, send it from them. You describe both direction. Now describe both distance. Now would say the attire washing. Red t-shirt, yellow t-shirt, this and that and that. 1 round fire. That 1 round shoot to make. Now shoot to make, no not picture anything. The dear a friend of vital organs, no. And say body no.
Okay.
And say body cook. Say body con. And say body. The mom the night. The day here, no, the patrol sharpshooter, Abian and night, I see how them. If you go to the question, the one I want to, all the patrol want to say. The soldier in they have misused the force. What to assume here? But a proper training, we have one of front now, we have a tool. But if I could pay, then I book by a friend in live round. One more can if they say blank to a day, but Abu Baniano. You 2 years, it's free. Second line, not third line, but no sister. That round in say so say they're standing in the same thing is a back court. The Drew court were one of the principles, justification. And some military commander justify the reason why he or she used the firearm, that force, to kill or to maim or whatever it is. Because the problem it's a set security forces. I walk cameraman. They say I bedroom the other video man. I will track crowd no video. The committee anymore. As I videos in the field. Security forces and nature. Rounds in some the battle. Say 2, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds. Empty cases.
But video idea and runs Anya Mona no Omukoi and runs on the Omano no Mukasayao.
Where be a on Bessafro? Now, and so on. If I now with crime, you have to above more pre-price, and I will security forces in the call. So, I'm sure. Come match in order. Tactical order, equanimity, ecofa, Sani Palo. I will more prepare now. No more first aid. No more do almost 2 ambulance. Then, can I say ambulance or ambulance new? I took me a transporter from the number 2. Yami Huyano, God, no show be of which in the France, Iba no more bebo no more pejano. That is against the training. And when now mukono, there's no medical aid. So you need back on have a cycle a signage. In no tourniquet, bandages, this and that and that. I who baby or your party so more bomb what we born monkey now. There's a cafe, no, I'm a bread a yano. It's a thing in our model. It's a committee that preparation, Omoya, and that's all, and sign on Moko.
I see. Nothing.
The democracy, no. Yan to 20 years, only pana or 2 or 2 are born, woman, your enemy. Only a citizen. I'm more constitutional rights. Powerful constitutional. And the international law, civil and political rights. And guarantee the world. Our money is there. There's no money autocratic. Ghana is a autocracy. The democracy. So, Tinipakum is a last resort. So, silence is police no by almost doctors, almost trainers, almost their managers, station commanders, almost by evidence. But prosecution and pray other experts. Since many are controlled, as a human rights expert, eco committee in him. Now, because there were civilians almost a woman after a choir, essential security forces, a fashion, a useful force. They see a transfer from mobile number. Near almost police, a choir police for fashion, your more human. And so almost a transfer a free number. And some about military now, other experts, more tactical trainers. I could be uncle in the baby, a friend of your McDobby. Only I'm sure. One who say we're a tactician, W1 Abana, it's all Somalia. But you have including officers. Woman, it's in fact, you're training tactically, soldier phone training in tactics, corporals, sergeants, staff sergeants, and a warrant officer. Say committee no free back. The training now we organ for the bar internal security. A day training and I'm here. A second now forces that they start training syllabus no. A got to committee in it. The start training syllabus in it. Boom. Here guys in natural training there your military academy. Here guys in the training institution. And look at me I am correct. The soldier for by almost see for my net to Mukuni. But there be boy training and send you to hear that. Only a mission. Make a warning. Warning one level of use of force. Present look around the present level of use of force. And some a warning yaba, and some a tear gas, and now warning shots, yet to review. Lethal force, a last resort. Now, a friend of minimum force, no. I want to answer here. There has a minimum force, it is in Fabian, you know, the town church as a one. Necessity. The force must be necessary. The crowd will know when you did only one or more chance no way. Is it necessary to a two It must be proportional. Proportional will be portrait there.
Woman say I youth no mabunu omututu.
Let you some the evidence no to committee. So, evidence in some can say, forces. And so, put out recording device, camera,
I bet you say yes, omutu etu ampa.
What say?
I bet you say womutu etu ampa. And yes, omudi omano akwa cancer akeke na yaji.
Omutu etu no. Na say so omudi omubutai. Say omunsabeka abubana sa your children for no actual almost second. And the question is ampa almost etu on same na. Omo Ordinarily, no, you bet me any audio visual evidence.
Okay.
No many audio visual devices on the bear recording it. Preparation wise, planning wise, training wise. There's a new papa sooner fire, mechanical security forces.
The operation.
Control a crowd.
Okay. Mamimbusa we na yeni mfa community say enra insem ne bia mpanifo no kan ye me de me na kakra say ne di kan ba ko a Deputy Commissioner of Police DCOP David Ajem woma evidence no ni nsem ne bia wo kan ye say wo mo de na mu nsusu ye ne say asojafo no ba nke bebo mabunu no bebo mu hu enso asojafo no bae no sana mabunu no kura no mo so o ma wi ata so no mni di sie ni enti sansusuye no msusuye no o mu se sa o ma yem fom so na ba kun so a me de tato na maje adwenkyere ne se opani a wo hwe akire wo ye adwira honom sei Deputy Superintendent of Police DSP Kwadwo Hammond ono so kasa no ka se wono no wo ye in charge of Operation Calm Life. And so, sa operation ya omba we adwure obi amon amane sojafo no bakura wonim so omo ba. Sansem mienu we anura ebede adi no say netima.
You are mentioned in free but narrative na woman. One aspect it one put any command control communication. Medical respect no report no. It's a second crime. Now members no be in the service headquarters at different levels. Now the directive crime by communicate network no. They say the communication admit to say that a pastor and I say myself omudru na yeshia dan e crowd no. The fact that no mood there. And there are reasons now that even ordinary citizens have the right of arrest. The democracy, there is imminent danger to life and property. And this idea, sending a police in the mere presence of the security forces is sufficient force. The moment medical cassette. Omudru as a tactical commander. So your Operation Calm Life. So you whoever. If Omudru Okana and your additional reinforcement to Koya, one could Operation Calm Life commander. And say a mistake. So or comfort Kokrumwa or real comfort na wono. A question first. Then I now be bow, me be in Konya, a mumwa me nenye. Conform frequency in Fincicum. Non Koyen Konya, dear. They move or conform now or honor any more. First of all, for the intelligence, no information is free. No. What is the situation in the draft now? How line commander? Sounds not soldier for no bar, medical cancer, almost bar. Except police commander on the ground, almost brief soldier for. That will hand you over more. The main idea is that you still want to control the crowd from the more escalating in a manner more violent. One year is not to say nearby if you are to obey more and deeper way. This is security forces no more escalating situation. No, I'm after no a wolf. As I said, because the peace are back. But Professor Judan, no, because you're the negative. Calmness is not peace. Nipan, but still, Buffo no more. And I Buffo no. It is something. And in a stranger within the 10 days, no, as a committee, no, they are guided by some of these procedures, tried and tested. The friend of best practice.
Okay.
For democracy, they say democracy. So,
yeah. Okay, all right. Can I better see any at least addition and a pay the amount? You mean shop papa? You see idea that see. Colonel retired Festus ABOAGYE security expect on a pay. Me be any many suka crime. Sure said a bit me amount to see a bra we need DHA was good so now share a drop committee to me. Womu a na you bet me at see be whom near see a dry and no and pay ya decacra at the abroad neat. 100.9 Ghana MONTIE Jumedi Sunu Asogwe Sabra Akasma Beye Dionu Enum na non watche abo de bon krata no mun komo bi nso hanum sia kwabena eboa me na wakenkan e de amai kwabena
yo
yankwe
abusuafo de bakrata Ghanaian Times krata fa toso edumienu na me de bai Suleiman Abrahima executive director ma Media Foundation for West Africa na wakasei waso de adesrade ebema first lady and a second lady, Mammy Rebecca Kufuado, and a Samira Bawumia say, Sausi won Suraya ya Nadia, and ya na te kumdia, ubeti bi pa, entu amunya krado. Sabre ya baba tuya wamuka, ama ketuya wamu baba die, ati sa cabinet fuwa ketuya ni die. Sa Ghana fuwa, bisa wamu asamua, wamunya ready su mbe yano. Na papa ni trese, eya no wawa kakra ebra watie kojo opon ena kojo opon kroma ka se ayi efa sekura no amampanifo abesi wo mu yire no wo mu ti allowance ose han allowance no problem but when mu senti be na sesi etua wonum ka ena na no nso kojo tire se wo se eniema wo mu hia no a wo mu de support wo mu kunonom ebia mampeni kwabedem na yiri baya dan eso address ye mampeni yiri ntumi empia to say excuse me to say oh to so ordinary person asasi ehun say mampeni yiri na eba no ebia ayi no obesa ayi de amudi samutie yi wig na obesa esa ya papa Brazilian hair na eti signing guneti kama what no obeba want to me more what ordinary what bia and to me fanny at them quabedem to a bow what ya kama a cranicia and yan moody ya by a cranic kama and so who say that's as a sewer pia who say yes mampeni in ebano so Dr. Mama de Baumia nequa baby that's an iri dinetia at least na pianance no as a same who say or your second lady of the land that's the queen's crase woman dress kama. The queen's cry dress kama. What about the second lady of the land? At least it's a son appearance look good. Why yeah, eyelashes, but it's son kama. Then kitas and wabeka, then sasunta kama. As what Brighton, so I bring. Not what the appear kama. Woman in airco. Auntie, Pampani yere, and then a bed ye tire yere. Omun to me live to say ordinary persons are aside that to crampono. Say ya tia one car. Na that be Omukunu number ya former president ya. Omunya mobo. Na tatu ombenya ketianka kra adia kosise womube wuo. Na wawura Suleiman Abrahima and what I say. The wutia semunu momuti pa say. Mampeni yire. Na bedi etire yire ye betua wo mu kasaradis that is wo ma be ye employees yo ya ye de taxpayers sika adi tua wo mu kanti asese ye hold wo mu accountable na wo mu say transparent adama citizens no ye bisa wo mu okay sa katua ya awugie etuma be pa poti na wo ya ma aban ana wo yade boa o man ni ntia asisi atua wo saaka no na nipa kura ba betiretirim na be de etire yire yes wonso o kwantibu simpa ade ma wo man no ene sai kam yentie no ono so ateretere ni de mu kama enti wo wura Suleiman Abrahima tese akatua no a yade ma wonum se wo munye na ye yi ni de enwon sambisa no eye bebre nanso ya tase no sa basic panic when na haban obenyansafo ana obeti ase na the bakrata Ghanaian Times mu a ɛna medasua egyina wɔde aba kratafo a ɛtɔ so miɛnsa hɔ mamemfa ayikura deɛ no mmransa pasa akɔtere hɔ mfa ɛtere deɛ no mmransa ma wɔde aba no wɔtɛ sɛ Bremesi Kuma Central Region maame no wa 39 years ya the friend Adiza ne kwesi kumi na tie wɔn te Bremesi Kuma hɔ no a obi anim wɔ mu na wɔn susu sɛ ɛyɛ wɔwura no suspect ne yire no sɛ dama wɔne obi foforo ɔtempena enti misunderstanding ɛna kɔɔso wɔn ntem weka no weyaka ɛna bɛrima ne bufu yi a wɔfa ase kan ho na wɔde awɔ ne yere ne sɛ so ade wɔ no neɛ wɔgya nyunu a wɔto anana no wɔnseɛ do ɛna bɛrima no wankasa kɔnom poison tanko no nso wu enti wɔnom poison wieɛ no ɛna wɔde mirika dwane akɔ wɔn yɛ ansɛ n'ani so abiri no ɛma wɔatɔfo mu wɔ kwan ho enipa fra posifoɔ ba atu mirika de no kɔto ayɛ asabea wɔwura hu atɔ ne kakra ɛdeɛ na ɛyɛ ɛwɔ wɔse ana no wɔnom poison ewu enti wɔn probu no a ansa na wɔn sɛ dana ku na yere enti ɛyɛ ya nkakra ɛna wɔn kɔ sɛ ɛyɛ wɔku na yere Adiza ɛna wɔn ankasa nko wɔnom poison so ewu a saa bere yi wakɔ akɔdi aposifoɔ nsɛm a wɔn yɛ asɛm no mu ansusɛmu na deɛ mede to aso bio ɛwɔ Ghanaian Times page 7 ɛna wɔde owura kwaku kwate ne mfoni abato wɔyɛ chairman ama finance committee ɛmra sɛbɛdwa fie yɛsi yɛhia ndro COVID-19 vaccine no yɛhia bio na yɛbɛnya sika wɔ hen ɛne yɛ approve na yɛnkɔgye bosia na bosia no a yɛkɔ akɔgye akɔtɔ COVID-19 vaccine no ɛyɛ $200 million ɛne yɛkɔgye yɛde akɔtɔ COVID-19 vaccine no enti mbrasɛbɛdafoɔ nsɛn wɔ mu nyintum $200 million deɛ sɛneɛ ɛka deɛ yɛdan a yɛnsuosie yɛbɛnum anaado aborɔfo yi wɔn mu ana bɛbɔ yɛ besia na nka ho ana mo yɛ besia tisu wɔn mu a $200 million po deɛ ɛyɛ ahia ɛna nyɛsi yɛ bedi yɛde kɔ akɔtɔ nnuro enti COVID-19 vaccine mbrasɛbɛdafoɔ mu nyintum yɛkɔ akɔgye bosia $200 million ne yɛde akɔ akɔtɔ nnuro ne bi mpa ne yɛndroba ne yɛde aba abɛbobɔ mu na miwie yo medasoa ɛwɔ ha ma memfa ayi mmerɛ yɛbɔ krataa Daily Post w'anim ha wɔde mampani ne ne yere mfoni abɛtoa ɛne wɔ kisi mampani ayere ne kisi mampani afono na mampani asere ɛne wɔhyɛ ne space round no enti watra Mr. and Mrs. Akufo-Addo ɛwɔ ha na de bɔka tete sɛ mampania surprise Ghanafoɔ ba surprise Ghanafoɔ pa ɛkyerɛ sɛ na yire badi akatua na bɛde ɛkyerɛ yire badi akatua no nso a ɛyɛ cabinet ministers ne yɛ ministers a wɔn mu ɛna take decisions pa ɛboa mampani wɔn mu akatua wɔn gye no ɛno bi ne wɔn mu ba abɛgye na no ɛna de bɔka tete sɛ nyɛ mampani ɛna wɔka kyerɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ wɔba bɛ protect public purse ɛna fɛ deɛ purse a wɔ protect yɛ no wɔama so ato ne baabi koraa wɔn ayɛ deɛ wɔpɛ enti oyire bagye akatua ɛna mpa nso n'ani agye ho wɔse wagye atum na bɛde etire nso ɛba bagye akatua ɛno nso wagye atum na de bɔka tete sɛ mampani ho ayɛ nwanwa pa ya wɔde ho asɛm ade aba nso wosa picture no a what wɔpɛgi ne kunafo no ɛna wɔn da ha no a wɔn smile kama na de bɔka ta Daily Guide anim ha asɛm no ankasa deɛ wɔkratafo a ɛtɔ so ensia ɛmra sɛbɛdafoɔ parliamentarians wɔn mu aba sɛn no a parliament no a ya kɔ n'anim kakra no ɛsi enya hyɛn ne yɛde ma wɔn tenantena mu adidi wɔn dwuma ɛno nti ɛmra sɛbɛdafoɔ ɛkɔ akɔgye bosia ɛno so kora yɛ bosia ɛyɛ $28 million ɛyɛ loan a yɛkɔ akɔgye na saa abosia no a yɛkɔ akɔgye bɛgye free yɛkɔ akɔgye free National Investment Bank Limited ɛna o provide yɛ 28 million US ya finance minister no agye na yɛde akɔtɔ hyɛn cars ɛde abramra sebedafo no na a bank no provide another 3.5 million US dollars na ɛno nso yɛde akɔtɔ hyɛn ɛde ama members ya ɛyɛ Council of State 8 Council of State for no ya womu ɛna sɛ bibi ni a yɛsi yɛn nkɔ bi sa abrewa yɛn wan ya Council of State members Council of State for no nso sɛ wɔmu a na asɛm bi aba yɛko wɔn nkyɛn ɛna sɛ wɔmu tumirika wɔmu kɔ agyira basabasa yɛsi wɔ Council of State then wɔyɛsi wɔmu kɔ Central Region wontumi mfa wɔmu ntenatena cars bi yɛmu nkɔ enti amrasebedafo no wɔmu deɛ yɛ 28 million ɛna Council of State for no nso wɔmu nso deɛ ayɛ 3.5 million ɛna yɛde akɔtɔ ahyɛn no amu wɔmu na bra amrasebedafie wɔmu de asɛm yi tu gya deputy minister abena asare ɛlɛ medium term loan agreement to parliament ya pɛ na amrasebedafie wɔ yɛ de enti amrasebedani a wɔgyina ma ɔkaakɔ central Patrick Yabuama na ɔka no bɔkɔɔ na mɛ na mpie yɛ ɛna wɔte hɔ no wɔyɛ sɛ I wish this loan will be rejected. Ɛna wɔn Mr. Speaker sɛ ya Buama yɛ so nsa wɔ soro deɛ na ɔpɛ sɛ wɔka ɛna wɔse Mr. Speaker how I wish legislators will reject the car loan facility to enable the state to provide them vehicles, just like members of the arms of government. One on the ano no. Say pa say enemre ya Ghana ya sitinam ya pay ya ya sinimu na ya kwakwati enya se bia sika no kura da wo bosia 28 million Council of State 3.5 million yan kwato cars mra Omanebu ama Patrick Yabuama say he wish this thing will be rejected.
Mida sikobna mamin kwa mano so na yeda so gyina ye adra ye committee wo motena ase nsem ne bi apie fimu ba na ba ko a enura apie no kyese sisi ade nsem twefo yede so bo no de boy se nsem ne bi a ye kenkan ye ne niam bi a ye ka ho ene ma na esi wa adra no esi ye na eno ne ye ko na yedi ho nkomo ya hwese yes media no ene ma ye tension eba adra ema ne ekoba ye ba ya na de bempa NC ye eno ne ani Ura Suleiman Ibrahima we executive director man Media Foundation for West Africa ye ne no edi eho enkomo kakra ye da se mo akwa baba ni TFM so anope empomu so enra committee ichna asie ensem ne bi apie fimu bae no na chese kwakoyem se media yi ni esi wo eye adra ye ka ho in fact yen kura na ye se radium ye suso jegu mu a na se bibia kura nse da ni ho tension nse da ni ho nom se media fo ne yen sem ne se ne fa so edi edwuma enema eye agira agi bum minim se no awotimi tie nsem no bra no mo ka se nsem yi ana se ne mesi akire mu yi se ne so etima
well no me tietie kakra one for suspend me lips kakra about ne course so na me fi se me nyina no enkomra na me bisa me ho se the committee kra oti omu kasa mu dia make say omu ye mu ba bia problem ni free buy nti e tuma no kra me say 10 days na ya ma omu no be kra within the 2 days na kra no because oma sha say assign blame chere wo mu adwen as in expressing their opinion any ade na president me kan say Central for a digima or memono, yenye a strap before. Enye there from so away home. And untina a brand new run via capacity building, media for Monia, Pata, do about try the language monitoring, our media. This year, say last month, any day ethics monitoring and year a ban a year, any idea. And you know, Obia and can say Central for and a media for a Jumedia or memono. Pepe. I mean, you also say if you are fan in a beer or may be anywhere over qua, Ubenya media, Ubia Becase, then your media need you Mutumano. A yeoman America, Kaya President Trump, I was so here and nominee idea, there be a also a fake news. Near minimum say, Usha near Koso a granoa. Here, Pam say, Yapao, depending for the woman got no million president is a Munani, a course on Mufametica. In Tipocrano, the office media no ye dia, na any Quanswa. Ebianca, almost report to Munia, the Nanka Yenina, ya kindly as she be dear from so and media news and now we see. But then your Mutume ya fed ye. And Sakra, I didn't work on a year, so media for Monamoye and I say, at the end. Did you say a hard? You didn't count. Yet also, you know, where am I? And me who say, Woman be I am fat who be say, assembly say, I'm a coca and on a day problem, we are now way by it. And now, me to say, Omujina sooner, a kaka not now, you fix the country for no member and our supporter. And I feel crowd, you might say, Woman, more propaganda, ABOAGYE. I say, kaka now and yet fix the country, ni, and so media no the coca say. Or can fix the country home. Me name say, cause it's a one. How can I some videos? All express support for fix the country. Say, the entire say fix the country. No, any say, Mampania Kufado, also no MPP ni, any exercise home. So we do not abonting now or express support for near fix the country for no air. Now media for no can say. O nipa we crowd for and now you fix the country for Nubia. Now and from so I won't anything. Obi be say na I just say or produce to fix the country membership card. And Sandy I can say or you fix the country member na. Me you say near committee no beboa at the end of the day. Because if you know that you see media for no me see media for no easy. Abranya na so dia ansu ni. Did you say the committee no ye ya omo blame media no so media bi na koye and an omo blame committee no anke because omo very unprofessional. You know omo kosu omo just no mu ni juma na e dey show mu san dan say omo try say omo shift blame sama media ni adia.
Kwakwa him said Nancy in some for ye dwuma ya when me be adwin say we've come and that a lot of scrutiny and criticisms omanpanyi kra e na no tru mu e kan sem ne bi nso de kire ewo kwan fa so ayedi edwuma yi ene ne ka ho na kwakwa esi okay yen aisi ye mo e so chem yen kan asem yen be kan obi asem yen so de mo obi kan asem na se ba ko a Daily Dispatch and none of pay day ni mo hanum saying the Ghanaian media can start a war in Ghana Canada Japan wono so e kan ye dwuma ya ye minim se mo adwuma as foundation media foundation for West Africa moni egu media dwuma echi pa moni edi echira mo hwe ne ye enni ese se nanse ye age onokwa dodo ya nhwe ya ye niam bi be ha adwen se ne eye honorable Kennedy Japan ni mpinfo bi suggest
so cannot what say media can start a war there no the media they have a potential when we bet me aye no maybe a bet me the war aba no so na political parties bet me aye no ma bet me the war aba so na MPs any politicians bet me aye no maybe a bet me the war aba a police for bet me aye no maybe a bet me the war aba enti wo mo bet me aye ama war aba o mai mu de enye media nkwa na sami amaka no no media no potential sanya other one
mpacho again ninsem no nia odi cite example edwira wono so ka se niama media ne ye no ye reportage no was insightful eno enema edom no gi bumu a eno ma emienu kura fe mu hwere omkwan omnkwan
say no na make say no an say omu kan say was insightful abra ni who evidence bi say oh share report bi omu ye ni say na etre say ni omu kan say media no kan say kaka or support to na we fix the country campaign no member the minimum say fix the country no social media movement ni ni say obi atwepen ne paper and am Ghana ha true din say wow ye member na ya true din in fact even political parties dey cry wo emudu do saying na wo mu a ye to aba ma wo mu no wo mu woka wo ma to aba no wo mu woka de say me party we ni ana me party we ni enti me ni say fix the country for no obi kuta card say one dey we member. It is about when the support and when one support and so far no so evidence no say kaka na or support to fix the country at the end ni aye nyina ye nim ene say anso eku a wo mu ku no na buru omukoburu na ofa so wuye no na support to fix the country nti ene ba ne sa na aso therefore I call her say yes wo mu nkoma so nwemra ya wo mu so kokum nipa mienu kan ho no bi enti ne ko ba ne sa eno ni abia me gidi say ya pa committee ni say wo mu nya hwehwe mu na ye nyina ye hu ba bia asem no ye de beto na honorable Kennedy Japan ne wo kan no say media betin tin tokwa ba na no say Rwanda ye nyina ye dim say media no di mu akotene even Kenya cra 2007 basa yo ko ho at the end of the day no wo mu aye charge wo mu no na nsentro ni ba ko ka ho but then aye nyina ye nim no so no honorable Kennedy Japan ye ka media no so a ono so say obi o ma na FM ye ne dia Asha FM ye ne dia na 2 TV ye ne dia ye kan station back so no Kennedy Japan ankasa wa kan sem bia masesi a ye ka se wojina court na no mi tie na ye say former IGP na konso so SU another journalist bia o ye adwuma e wo ni media house no you know ufa language monitoring na ye about obre bia no a since 2012 Oman FM eka stations ya wo mu dwumadie eto sifa ye ka wo mu kan sem a e de ebufu hyew eba e de fa atendidie ho ne ade a se ono abuka na liga pon wo ka ho ebe bia nso e be koso bia na ye radio so na wotena e de ye sa ade no enti no sani a wotu ye nyina ye fo no megidi se ono so etu no ho fo na afa ni media house nso a ono so eye ne dia no otu wo mu so fo a ni nyina abeboa sani a medi kan kan ye no central for ni media no ye nya so abofo na so na parliamentarians and police for military for omudi omudwuma yi a kenya ne se na no wo makokum nipa mienu ewa adwurai omudi omudwuma yi a nka ya wa so west wogon kensi omudi omudwuma yi a nka techima ensi Latif Idris omoboro no police headquarters ya be si ne police force omu police ni kura oboro no ewa police headquarters o CID be a Ghana police nyina ye omu ye hwehwemu pa no omu headquarters na ade we si enso be si ne police force omu ehu ni pakra odi se adwuma enti digidi say ye nyina wo se tie ho fo ye pese o man ko na nimu no ye betu ye ho fo le mo committee no ne ya omu ye na ye blame media na committee chairman te was say oh there be men can aka ye say who attack on press freedom just how MPP foot soldiers and propagandists have been saying and on so can be ni this say ade beboa
so ninsem no aka no entwaye committee no pre no hododo wo hu
say committee no say asam no ko mu ye bua anasa omo so omo hu say ade no free media and na omo check so madwen any ade enti na odwen ho a mi gidi senka ya asem die na ekoso a enka bi kura sabro obi aka say committee no kura omo ntwe omo because omo show by us already
ebisa ya nyintum se abededi so far so okay onua na ekum onua pe police for statement come dey aba to abonti om chese om investigation so far no ebi akodo ni chese ye kaka no ni nua bi efe no baba idi na okun no na ye nsentwefo na ye sha ase na ade ye pepere ho ye nhwem ye sha ase a ye si o #, #face the country nunti na ma abonifo bi akokunu te ka say okay ye because of onua na ekum onua ni anka nkoye no ti so ni we na #face the country nke bia na esi na nsi ye nye no so entum yes
na akwasi me who say media bi aka say Kofi ana ama ana adwoa ene kum kaka me who bibia sa me ni say me who bi baabi a media kire say onipa asomasi ana obentin ene kum kaka na se ni nua na kum no a de ehia ne say denti na okun no sikasem bi nti na okun no ana woni na opre oba bi hu nti na okun no ana ade nti na okun no igi dis media reportage no so far no ade a pointed to ne say aka ne ebi ene nsem bi no ma na okeka ya na amafo bi kra abọ no kokodada ne kra mate oba bi say yesi na police for krampo edika akọ no kokọ ene ade eno de ye nyina ye nim say yetiwe abuginapo owo MPP ena John Jinapo ewo NDC ade omu nyemi anu mana enti se ni nya na ku no a ede enti na oku no eno ni ade a me fi se committee no beboa ama ebia yehu ana police force wo ma ye nhwemu asese wo ma hu se nya na ku mu nyan bi wa ye nyina ye nim se police force se nipa mi ensa na sese wo mu kura wo mu na nipa mi ensa ni nyina ye kaka ni nua no mu ana afedi wo ma hu se kaka ni nua no na ku no nti no mienu na o maka no wo ma ja wo mu ana bi se nsam na course no ye normal ha adwen eno nti na ya power committee na committee e na ama se tobe ya nyina ye ene adwentra ye nyina ye akwakoba eke ba ye na wo mu bisa wo mu questions na media nso so okay say ya wo mu adwen po a wo mu trim se o ye free media no na ye si hu no ni say ye twen ye de be ba ye report mu ni ade a eba ye nyina ye be kan ni esua de ewom ebi krampa ye media development organization ya say okay any essence ade we into program be kra na ye nye emfa correct no ma that media yi wo edra incident na ye nye na ma sha say ebu atemu enso amomen so ma evidence bi a kire say media no report to say and our report to say then ya make no maybe who say media na koka say Kofi Mensa na adwa ne kun kaka police for na aba bonten say onua ne kun onua na de nti na okun no media no nsama o maka ne say kaka na o support to fix the country na ya bo ne kokko eno echi ne yakunu enti no ebeye say no nti na ebia obi akwa kokunu so far no there is no contrary evidence so mu evidence bi a kire say baby kaka na ema penti no obi kun no ana na oni ni nua no twiti kasem bi nti no ni nua bi akokunu a amoma ye hu nti say no ne ade ehia but otherwise the committee no ye no de ade na o musi media na ya wo mu blame media na ebia ro mu ye no speculation putting out things expressing opinion without facts any ade no ebi no mu ye.
That's it. I mean, sure, no pay. Rasuleman Abraham. Rasuleman Abraham, Executive Director of Media Foundation for West Africa. No pay need 100.9. Ghana MONTIE Sunu Asiogwe. Your thoughts, your contributions, your suggestions. And come ya di ubetimi di afire WhatsApp line no 0503721744 0503721744 no pay na wode wadwenche no bi a betimi aboa enkomo ya dapno so a ye bobo hui na ode aba de bon kracha mu nkomo no so edoso yeda so agusu ete no kakrankra edi mamu anope a ye ba be koso na ya kinkan bi edi atwa so. To some of your comments, Anope, one here says, fix the country activities should be invited by the committee of inquiry and police to answer how they arrived at the conclusion that Kaka was killed for his fix the country activism. That is Citizen Francis or MPP Facebook caucus Nodi and no. Let's agree that Nanado only came to enjoy 8-year-long, all expenses paid holiday with his family. Agree that from 2017 to 2024 is going to be the expensive 8 wasted years in our country. From Finland with that one. Very soon they will tell us they will have to pay their children and all members of their family members whilst we don't have good water and roads. Ghana are down for our own leaders. Abigail from Kaswa, Melcom, and Odianobai. Soft Mami or Domi, or see those who those who received double salaries and those who sanctioned these payments are criticizing the payment of monthly allowances to the first and second ladies. Hypocrisy and dishonesty has engulfed them. Soft Mami, and Domi, and Odianobai. Under no circumstances, that any current and future first and second lady be paid from our sweat. It's gibberish and animalistic. Weju Edu Pako, President, concerned patriot of Facebook, Nodi, no Eddie Eba, yeah, and pay. Need 100.9 Ghana Munchi, so, and was you go now. $28 million loan to buy cars for MPs. Hey, in Ghana Bay Yini. Not even 5% salary increment to public sector workers. And this is our priority, Abi. I think our MPs are not serious. My fellow citizens, I think the noise is too much. What action can we take? That's one here from Ablade. Efia Kuma Zongo. Takrade.
Yo. Abusuafo baby amintina aye the bakata the chronicle katafe tosumienu. Deputy Speaker of Parliament aye to say for say usu. Ana wadarete finance committee ye wo emraseme de fie se. Womu empa abedekuo bi na womu nkwatena asenya nsisemu. Na saa abedekuo no anipa wade asa ne nsa ya mraseme de ni a wotina ma de se wo Boase West. Wononyamfo kwaku kwa atianteman. Na wakati kwaku se kwaku meni majority leader te mensa bonsu adwendene ho na ekamia ya se eniama buo kwa na ekosoro especially fuel fuel buo kosoro pa exchange rate enumni ade bibia ekosoro. And what is that? Especially when it comes to building materials. And I think citizens are crying high cost of every tenant. A daibuo. Oh.
Asem na me kwa mano so na yakwa kodi enkomo anopay Professor Ransford Jampo, a political science lecturer and head of Youth Bridge Research Institute. Prophet Asimo Akwa Baba Nita FM so anopay. Right, so Bakwa Yakinka Hanum saying salaries for first and second ladies not the way to go. Jampo. Sasemi story say wo kasafa ho about salaries. Yes, ye chiama first and second ladies see. Just say enya no na beboa o man Ghana pa chechim no won. So here ye tie na bia omo de omo ogidie pa say there be so omo so ye mo say sike ye tuom say sike dien na beka na bia omo so ato ma so mse okay well unyina so nie
yo omo say asasoro ne mpesa beka na say ase abanya owo so lacks a sense of political strategy and because there is no sense of political strategy in Intino. They easily open themselves up, play into the hands of the opposition, and open themselves up to needless criticisms. Maybe the mood and sensibilities of the nation does not support any idea of thinking about paying salaries to the wives and the wives of the president and the vice president. For fix the country as them, and then I'm saying I've been more demonstration. But true, so ya to I feel here to Kurana as a monk. Salaries yan to 2 million, and so Yamasura Neko means what say our university yan to be a salary muye, and so Yama Surana Echo. Around this time, and your mayor, as I say, will become assassinate. It's all the two, and Melefu be Yama, I go a mamma of Wakakrano. Then you bring some of these things. But if you don't have a political strategist advising these things, then you simply play into the hands of the opposition and you cause needless disappointment for yourself. That's number one. I feel substantively, as someone and Casano. And Mr. J.J. Rollins, not very so. And share who say, a man penny for baby, and so on my year at Yassi. Well, now we would on one casa de Kunkum maybe no. And so no, the year no more, see, we Kunkum on my year no society, say, Yankani Visia, now on my mobile. On one a dream who can say, Piquamen Chroma Abreso. ABC, the last president, AB and the year, we were an ATS, ɔman no enye ɔmo adɔyɛ bi na madwi mu no na me feel say it was a certain gesture that was aimed at bringing a certain reconciliation. Wow. And me can say yes, and I say for echo who Kwame Nkrumah fatia from Kwame Nkrumah fatia basi liman yere so mo ye ni omo nyina eyo wadoye a me say obobaye no na lines kakra say yebema no office ebom office kakra bi na fia mo car akoba bi na fam if you pray to bread ebema allowance but you there's difference between allowance and salary mom allowance is being as supposed to be ya omo so no omo nkoso enye the India that was instituted by Jerry Rollins and I'm told say let me say omo yes no and omo di ono aleyere enso the account that it was wrong ono efi so no and the president Yekufuor etwaso and na ya to a ebisi sabre na near me person me can say man peni na se not odwen na okase omo servo oman no omo nyom be bikono omo ye no mo no yempe allowances be emo ngin di se eye bone me ngin di se eye bone kura ha de che ọmampeni bi atena se na so kisu a ọgye ne sika akoze bra obewu enti no owu ntam na se ne yeti ase na se ọman ne ehwe no na bi se ebone na mom nia eni nje ho ene nia me so se entwa yi ene ọmampeni a ọte ase yere ene ọmampeni abedi ache echi a ọte ase yere de no nso wo ka se nya allowance afi ye mo salary atia no dia engine di say ade a ese ye dwindwen humpo as oman sisi a na esan say e bana kitia ade a ade adwi mu no president and vice president etua mo ka yi na apart from akitia yi no omo allowance si ya omo CK should be enough to be able to cater for their wives. Now, yes, idea, the open so catcher menese, any parliamentarians, omonso a year no more answer dinner maybe more, almost into your mocha. Vice, your friend is a speaker of parliament, also ye did you maybe man, almost into Yanaka. Judges, year no more, you may be a moment. Into almost into Omoka. Ubenya president bia obeye Muslim. They no nine. And so omudi juma bi ema omaino. Nso into Omoka. Na ni titru mini ye hear me. Eya chire for. Then ye chire nkofo ade ma obeye president. And ye chire omade wi a 1 month owie school ani man political appointment there. But within 1 year the time you be kuresi wo. Na what ade over 20 years now to me. Yẹn ẹkyerẹ ọmọdé wọn bẹyẹ amampanyinfo nti yẹn nso yẹn yẹrẹ no mu no hwẹ ọmọ ọman no ntua salary saa na ebi a ebebie ade no mma n'akɔyɛ basi anyɛ ne sa yɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ ne saa nso so yɛ as a nation if we decide say the vice president yɛrɛ mampanin yɛrɛ ɛnsi etua ɔmo kaa then ɛsɛ sɛ yɛyɛ nea ɛfa kwan mpa so ngin ni sɛ that's the way to go but if ebi a me nko na meka sɛ that is not the way to go. But nipa do ni nyina feel say that is the way to go there. Then as a you will kwanya your faso yes and name. Number 1, as a say your blueprint be a chere say a chere ejuma the office of the wife of the president. Take note. The office of the wife of the president, nearly ceremonial. It is not provided for in our statute books. And I know any mrem. And say na ye pese you mokadia. SSC na ye jitum say okay, they will occupy that office now. Where you money? It's as a file say we are share for. Your file say we are MP. Obi anyway you ma say we. Now your file say we are occupant of office of the position of office of the president. It is an amorphous creation, a big creation. A binomo foundation. A binomo represent your mukunumu. Sorry, we don't know the work that they do. If we want to pay them, then let us agree. Say, if you that is number one. Number two, let us also determine the number of people who must work in that office. Your first, who occupy that office, Nipa 10, and I will not be Juma. That Nipa 10, no, what will be their job description? See you. I say, every year, the Bama Casa, every year, the Bama Diane, one magic as glacia and answer Monday, one magic pension, and see whom will not your budget for them. Who budget for a movie? Now, say, your constitution, your amend, now you expand the list of Article 71 holders to include the wives of the president and wives of the vice president. The other side, let us see a family acquaintance. Let's see another side there. As it stands now you implement here, it will only open the floodgates for nepotistic appointment, which will not augur well for a country that is talking about corruption. Nepotistic appointment simply means that any we are president here, we be more office. But appointments to all public offices that are paid by taxpayers' resources must be done on meritocracy. And that's not the way. By this time, it does not respect the sensibilities and mood of the nation, particularly when salaries of workers have not even been adjusted and fuel prices in the month. Around the time, government and Kasa is not fully formed. Government is not fully formed. Well, this is not the time, as I said, it can't say me. Nah, and Meron Susuna say, you can't. They money and answer me position and they say, it did say, one penny, Odiaki Papa, Vice President, Odiaki Papa, Ubiango Henry, and then a man.
That's why they are to operate. Now, who can kind kakra not to say who really you see Article 71 Emolument Committee for you. And I'm saying recommendation one they buy somewhere 2019. Nah, let me be some say
committee. You may want Ghana and say the formal committee. And for money to say they had a political appointment. Nipa, I got in a committee. Maybe I have had the calls to complain. Your formal committee, I said, you have a fan call for one eye, a false say, you need more money at home. SSO for political scientists, man, of course, now, so no, really. And young man, I question what will be good in terms of politics, nearby, in terms of governance, nearby. About Shannon, governance, the politics are some Yakophobia or a scientist. You have never naso. Question here come as some Yakophobia only example, Namema. Maybe I was West commission from Koshe. I complained. There was no political scientist on that commission. Maybe a law, but in your money, of course, in your law and your politics. You know, your formal committee, I mean, who cry on Mofaso? I had to say board that I constitute nothing for. We all name day, our areas near Fanocotna board, so then you also be the Kakra eating. But constituting boards and forming committees and commissions of inquiry, and Yania Nipane Benya Edinti and your formal. Now, I'm saying you to me a certain expertise. I'm going to bear on the issue that is being discussed or solved, And then here, it's in the media, say, you share the membership of these commissions and committees and composing them, they're the right caliber of people. But some of these things, political scientists, and Quebec say, the mood of the nation and sensibilities of the nation was not support this. Until we cried there, my man, proposal and recommendation answer. Oh, sir, your allowance to be on the side.
Yeah.
Obi Ankashi. Now, say, the political scientist was what? I'm going back to us any of the Munyasa. Now, all regularizing after being a salary. You said there's difference between salary and allowance. And you know, what the salary pay? Now, say, who position on so, what you must see, Pempensubia, a year a crown, a year higher. One more, you name with Juma or Moya. Then it becomes cause for concern.
I see. Now, you make a crab, baby, said, committee near cabinet, cabinet, ama approver. Na yakwa ye didimwa na yakwa kopie eye mrasebe foi adiatum efi adie na otwe ma no homene so be na atwemienu na efi di obi ase na saade we dia time na sase efi isi se yanso even astimemufo niam na bi wa yebue ni gusu until say bi e ba be fire no mum na efi di ya sase e kasa ba ko a bem se nra pim kakrakra ene se enra ye ni honorable Sam George din komo saade na mebusa no se o one no dear, yes, almost see you more approve the 7th parliament, but on Kai, this is the first time all TBB say, so is this yenina ya high na dear way, abedu baby do ya see approve about crash one more barbecue and na yena ya shasi kasa. And particularly about members of parliament or mobile yes I deal with that bene by and not to say.
And I said parliamentary approval process on a rubber stamping. Oh, yeah, na komutrim sa. And you know, the executive bulldoze its way through. And you know, about the parliament approve it, yeah. They just approve it. One is a maybe moko approve loan dia. I say yes loan na if you be hairdressing salon eba one. Oh, it's something that has plagued us since the inception of the Fourth Republic. And they say, ubia inya the party and a more majority in terms of the numbers of parliament. And the party would always support, and the opposition will always oppose. But you can't see into a bar, ruling party, no, and the binya, the bidding kunim. And you know, ama approval process, no, I have to say, and it's say, opposition, you know, on the knee ember, and it's say, on himself, many people will say, they are, you vote in swap. Majority will carry the day. Into no any day, ember, your majority knows so on one own scrutinize it and himself, vote to add a vote for. Because who vote too far, and they be that's it, the Bayer MP, who vote too far, and that's it, Minister be a resign, and see you get ya. The bet me, I consider Ayo, deputy, and as the FAO as we have for. The more you shout here, the more you better your chances of benefiting from ministerial appointment or deputy ministerial appointment. So on himself, and yet MP and the other fan or Swiafo, and as a deputy minister. Into Omotiwa, Omadrian say, hey, I mean, my main shout here, more. Then ye be ya, the Chinebi, ye reshuffle, I mean, so never consider. Into no, almost no Adriano are set fixed on just supporting whatever comes from government. Enti sana akoya ni edu 2020 elections here konya hang parliament na madrin I am say no sana money man but so far no nothing has changed. And it says the minority group no so no minim kwanya ruling party ni omote but the share near makake bia akoso it appears that the ruling party is able to even bulldoze its way through them in such a way that for some minority support in a manner that has decimated the role of parliament as a countervailing authority, the powers of the executive. Because a countervailing authority, I said they be a 2 me be a big chat 2 me. Well, 2 me be I bet check it. But I say, parliament 2 me now, much with the check the executive, yeah, I want to nasa ram. And you know, Omokase, yeah,
approval, there's approval. You want to be approval. This will not be the first time. Approval on several issues that members of parliament abe kasa against in the man of approval. Actually, what my name said, I said we approve of parliament on Kaipo.
I said, well, before I become said, "Oh, can be me damn me person me Gina another story be so bisa be kakana me jakwa pay." And he said, "Oh, can say we nya bria baby I nenam sisi ai amanfo ehuni amanso nye saa bere we na mobeka so mba betua eye akatua bia na minim story back so about $28 million car loan na emrahye bedwafo yi yesi eno nso de ba be bo mu yi se ebi adwa live pa cassette ya ba loan de senko mu betua o enti nka no de senka nye bone ana
okay say also century anyway ka question ko yan so obi same
adentia prof adentia na say loan ana
oh ohieni ana say ade nia ehia na pa no ono the poor man is always extravagant oh say to the beer o call adia o call restaurant now kudi ya uni shikeni kwa no mukudi dia o try ade na say utua ka wie na nsaka oje den sesa ohieni o try ade wie a sika no dibi ono kosre sika oje sika no wie a no de akotete o try so mu give the change uni she ohieni na bo priman well it's the poor man who is extravagant they are omanya yesikasem enkuyi intimi huni entia esese yekoto car ema MPBA every 4 years. The sense of distance of somebody in the US, for instance, is not the same as the sense of distance of somebody in Ghana. So how come here? Ubika chiro say they call yaba. Call na abutena and say madam you are just at my backyard. My back is here. Okay, say my back is here. So all drive 4 hours. Minimum kokwa almost drive 4 hours. Ekwejuma in. Or drive 4 hours about out every day. In the sunny panel or driving a car and a car near that. Put me the bagana, but Tom Magana for. Now, public official be to me Kotosakano. I have driven 4 hours in, that 4 hours out, 4 hours out for 10 years. Public officials be to me Koto. No opportunity, home use, brand new second hand. Now, Sakan we use as a special car. Car, you drive a tree, but you are some your fan home use. The fair. Now, you buy a memuna. You use a car 4 years, sir. It's a car no at the Japan. A very small country. You drive it as the Akuyuma. In the traffic in Tibet, 1 hour and after 30 minutes, be a human. So your drivers are car now for the at the Japan, some 18. As I say, the profit from mine. Now, Kwesi, who name in Kophobia? Omo driver car 4 years there. Na oma argue the car no I had that until now. Omo kasa ato if you or mine ho. Don't you know it goes on?
Yeah. Oh no.
One driver car no 4 years we are. No omo se car no I had that until it should be written up. Into better car, you turn $100,000, you know, one turn of 5,000 cities. That's I had that yeah. And you move and call.
Yeah.
And so no what talk. Well, the point I'm trying to make in a sense, MPBA deserve to see a man a car loan. Yeah, or deserve to see a man a car loan, no, and then I say, or call her only car. Now, Obi at now 20 years. Every year, after every 4 years, be open car loan. It is insensitive.
No, as Gracia and so I can.
Every 4 years, be what yes, as Gracia, I can. Now, me try idea, getting to 20 years. My pension and my dear Gracia. Now, what every 4 years, near year before, as Gracia should go to Omwa. Why say we are on my parliament? Now, wait there, or 4 years, we are after 4 years, what's the mama pension? After another 4 years, mama pension. Eshan said, Sabi, almost said Sabi, yet Jimmy, and I said, Yen Nimunti, and Sabi, ye can't. You can't. Will be next. I say, assembly anywhere you didn't now watching. Ghana for. And some more moving. It's in a young Casa Yabasadi. The Basadi BB, assembly tum yet tumwa. Ombe free, ombe fee, yene yakan. Essence of Mubi and
anything I'm support to fix the country for no. That's how I'm question semi no. We serve 4 years and the pro yam with after 4 years, we see yama as glacia. After 4 years, Ghana for make us remo. I say, we ye juma. Now we ye juma we are 4 years no. After 4 years, we see a more pension. No one as a kutuku. No one saw to you juma no so. We say 4 years. I say the moon just our pension 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, Fabia. And yet, a woman requires some more MPs, no, or mobile yes, after 4 years, we offer so a chrono walk. Now, my main come as some envy. Near me, Keko say, what can I say? Me say, loan, dear, a loan. So what dear will be cheer. Me pacho and casa, loan ye loaner, and you piano could not be beer, or pilona, or benya in the first place. Until us will be benya loaner. And now a privilege. Number 2, say you to be raising loan, nothing loan where better card there. And the best way. Raise a loan. I'm fan come Kolibu for. Now Kolibu for infant to talk infidiani machines ning blow munyana Emma hospitals no. Any hospitals a papa amobi yarea when you are and say what we are. That's a walk. It's answer ya loan near the to turn you know. If you didn't actually who we are, Chaka. If you know Chaka, it is Sana, Chaka, and we can't contact a loan. What did the mechanism?
Yeah.
If we have loans, if we are able to raise loans there, and let's raise loans for Kolebu and for our health facilities to procure the needed infrastructure so that they can take care of us. The corners of sharing young Kwabu today. Omampeni biare anase osranfo biare ya kuku sika bebre near their support is on Franco Abutri and Goshano. And in your mind sika yeshibu got him a subitra. Let us recruit that loan at the common MP, some of Franco College. Some of Franco talk dialysis machine. When him madam for beer, when your kidney problem or that, ya call na question, nipa abodom pem. Or more pet ayareshe. So, a lot of dialysis machine. That's all be caught. That's all go to dialysis in one. She cannot be Chiano. Yeah, the kakra. In some time, the business can hear the Kuchialo now, Yakotenaka. You first alone and talk. Cast and more MP.
Minyawa no pena, Menua Casa, and Brebi Amino Casana, word back where you see now can say, Mayama boyfriend say, hey, Prof from Casasa. But Metis say, I'm Quasia 7, I'm say, hey. Profit.
There be no say asem so de asem no kware ye to sebi. Anya kwasa asem. Say ye wi we say 4 years year. We dey esgracia. After every 4 years, we dey esgracia. After every 4 years, we dey get. Who cause our consumers or announce cause our business.
Prof, no pain, I'm sure that's about. Professor Ransford Jampo, a political science lecturer, head of Youth Bridge Research Institute, and paying need 100.9. Minim say Ghana for yes, Dodo na Montie, Mweja, Eja, these 2 issues, see, about Beto ABOAGYE. Now, one of our friends listening are sending back. I'll say, what about the road conditions in the 2 areas he's campaigning? That's comparing. My problem is seeing people purchasing the very cars they claim to be old and unusable. In any case, whose duty is it to fix the bad roads? Into one motor cars na Aquina Enya said no so one more day so Bako here says, hey, so is this the Nanado we knew from way back? The human rights activist who has campaigned who was campaigning for the human side of things. This is not the Nanado some of us believed in talking about paying your spouses. At this time when Ghanaians are wailing, when fuel prices keep increasing every blessed week, when even affording one decent meal is a problem. Charlie, we are disappointed, Papa. He said, please read this on air. Why? Ghana
Muntie, na mansanya so. Adawro Kofi Aman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo need 100.9 FM.
Alright.
Obakwasi.
Yeah.
Ayi chronicle page 3 hono. Sa committee na womo wase mampeni nanado ene pawo emolument committee emolument committee ɛwɔ 2019 ɔfakwasi nipa ɛtena ase yɛ nsesɛeɛ a yɛde akatua ɛde mama mpanin ne yere no ɔfakwasi yɛma atiefoɔ hu sɛ ɛyɛ nkɔfo a ɔmo abɛn paa ɛna ba ne sikasɛm akontabuo nso a ɔmo yɛ adeɛ enti chairman a wɔtena saa committee no so ɛyɛ Professor Ntiamua Bedu ɛna former majority leader ya no wasaya former parliamentary affairs minister Abraham Osei Edu ono nso watena parliament wenti waben ɛna chief executive officer at the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission Dr. Edward Kwapon ono nso yobi a onim akatia yama kwesi se ya na beso no yama odam se ya na beso no yama magari se ya na beso no yama kwabena se ya na beso no when you be our being power and a current director general internal audit agency Dr. Eric Odro Osai and a former managing director at the Downwell Life Insurance Company Limited Mrs. Stella Sabawu and some penny for ya woman sika semua kontabuo woman sika so woman kanya ombetumi akan fiti anopa kwasi enyumira kokura mo na ni so ena womu ya nkofo nso a womu nim nipa sade ye didi kwan esitie wuti se ya beso wuti se ya enso womu ye nipa womu aben pa ena mampani pa womu se womu nkose akatua safata atike 71 holders onu mampani womu aka ho sika se na beso womu enti eye womu ena 2019 omukwaye sansi sei edebaaye enti ofakwasi yenta no so se enipa akwatena ase ye tumedie no nye wo bia sabi wo munim hwe aye nipa wo munim ti ya wo mu aben pa ene kwaye sansi sei no edebaaye enti sa nipa yi na wo mu ade etua no ebaaye
enti se ne aye de bonkrata ne kana no pay se utie Professor Jampo nso ase adie we say Rollins abresu kra na sansusue ebaaye say yes amampanyi yes wo moyire no mu ebiwa na omu nyina titiriu na omu kun ewu egia omo na o masitire mu aye basa enti na esi etimi mo bibi kakra ni ne enka ubi be ka se oku wenka enya asemoni mebo a
wo mo de na ye allowance
es basa enya asemoni but uni ma teacher for nso omo teacher for yire no omu kunu mu ewu egia omo adota for omo so ma somo man nipa ahodo bebiri a omo asomo man omo so nti omo so ye be omo den a omo ekunafo mu kun egia omo ho omo so oh yeah
so of course omo abusuafo
yeah fucking omo abusuafo ho no say babna
Aba kwesi mam 5
obi ma Bema 10 5 Bema 10 just omo abusuafo ho that was what I said, pa. Was what I said.
And yeah, we need now. I womu ofa, womu ho bi kura nua no mu wa abretire. Womu Ewurade nso kura be hwe omu. Ewurade be hwe omu.
Na Ewurade be hwe omu. Enti omu ho nim say ti say ayi Nadu Mills Matilda Emisata Nana Kunedu Ajman Rollins for sine champion Flera Liman Christiana Free Fatheriza Kufo Hajara Matu Aluma womu nyame nhwe omo
ova kwesi
ale no omo dia yeah
ova kwesi na unim se aketua no anya se ye de free 2017 come back date ye back date enti minimum o se ebia cabinet fu aketua no se ye example na me manyasa say 20,000 omo backdated dia ko 2017 January to December into 20,000 times 12 and year 2017 And 20,000 times 12, 2018. 20,000 times 12, 2019. 20,000 times 12, 2020. 20,000 times 12, 2021. 20,000 times 12. Enti overkwesi
obi ayi akati obaji na bu nkonta sa no.
Me na me chirem.
Okay. Okay.
Me chirem so mo backdate ade akoho. Enti article 71 holders no so mo pay 20,000 overkwesi ye calculate fi 20.
I'm say cabinet minister this can if you sana
sa cabinet ministers no. But this cabinet ministers minimum but see 21,900 and something. Ebi ana ya meche ya no nya no kra. Obi wo no kra obetumi e de asene. But see 21,000 Ghana cedis e de ko. Enti o calculate fi sa abre no e de besi ene ya. Over kwesi o monyeska.
Mamin can comments kakra memra ne so aso what I'm saying now. This one here says Professor Jampo is playing on the emotions of Ghanaians. I say this because he's in this country, was in this country, and he's been in this country since the payment of spouses of president started. What is he talking about? That is a concerned Ghanaian. Well, and please, the committee were not criticizing. The committee was not criticizing the media, but was saying that when they ask questions from a media man, that does not mean they are against. That does not mean they are against the media. You think this one did not come with the name. Enoch Wasaman Kesi. So is this the same Nanadu who said he is coming to protect public purse? Ghanaians indeed have sold their color TV to buy black and white. Enoch Asaman Kesi, dear no fee, and what they buy. Mistake Wonder and someone Madrid says so in this ungodly period of COVID-19, the inept corrupt Nanado's priority is to put the first and the second lady on salary. What are the specific role of these ladies, if I may ask? Mystic Wonder in some Adweji and Wadi Enofi and Wadibai. Nana Equiamwa Boating Ewo Ablekuma Central. It is quite unbecoming of this opposition NDC. Are they saying that first and second ladies do not receive anything from the consolidated funds? So if this government want to regularize it, I don't think there is anything wrong with it. Again, the NDC is virtually losing its enviable position as formidable alternative if they should continue with this opportunistic archaic style of politics. That is Nana Equiamwa Boating or Ablekuma Central and or dear no fee and whatever. In Koswahini Nanako Primpon is gone. For a broke country begging their debtors to scrap their loans for them to be able to loan 275 MPs 6 billion Ghana cedis each for a car and pay first lady 1,134,000 cedis and second lady 6,345,000 cedis. Simply incredible. If indeed we need to put an end to the sufferings we're going through as a country and face our problems. That's one here from Nkoswahini Nana Akon Esqua. And Odiano Nana Akon Frimpon Odiano by need 100.9 Ghana Montie Jumedi Suni Kwabra.
Yo. Abusuafo de na manugusu America no aye amrasebe de fie parliament ya. Womuta say aye so worried and nipa bebre no esu amrasebe dafo nso aso atibi. That building materials bo no kosoro pa ma tenant yetiti tifie ni su womuntumi ntia dan ka ema no kura bi kura de na no kasa video su ni tafam ha na biti ya womu complain akwan ya womu fa su tia dan ka obi wo atese wo fa boys mienu ebi wo kura boys miensa na fei wadani koshini ena ayi kura na mini ayi o wonsan ne kakra na ya sande no waje kakra nso afi kwa me ho no waje bi afiri odame ho no waje bi afiri kwabena ho na nkakra nkra oboabo ano a no wade akwa akotu ya dan aka efie wurafo ade ti ade seyei da bia ya to da buom da bia ya to da buom adan nso osi ya dadaada wonya renovation biara wonfa cement nka ba bia so da bia what say ya to build the materials mu pɛ wɔno nso ato ne dan bom wɔmu agye 1,000 wɔgye 1,500 wɔmu agye 200 wɔgye 500 enti ama asetena hanom wɔn kran no ayɛ den paa ɛno na temensa bonsu ɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔde di sɛ ɛbɛyɛ petrobuo no a ɛkɔ soro no ɛna $1 no wɔno temensa bonsu kura wɔhu senti $1 no dane saa because aban no ayɛ de obetumi bia still $1 no kwa na ɛkɔ enti wɔno wɔde ne ho a wɔnte ateɛ sɛ ɛyɛ spiritual na yɛ tunsum ɛna adamoni ɛne sunsum atumfoɔ awiam atumfoɔ ɛne ahomɔne yɛ wɔn wɔ marine spirit wɔn abɛgum na wɔn ti $1 yo ɛyɛ die sunsum because sɛ woba physical deɛ the aban no betumi ayɛ bia wayɛ wɔn finance ministry he's trying his best committees yɛda finance ano nyinaa everybody is doing his possible best to solve this problem but still exchange rate price no de bia na ɛkɔ soro wɔsi na $1 yi ti si akora $1 ne yɛ sɛ $1 no $100 and then me kuta $100 I mean yes ka bebree na me kuta $100 na me de kwa ya ma me bebree next kana doso but wɔn nso wɔn kɔtɔ no and they minim said the price in it but wɔsi ɛno nso ka ho but wo de ɛno kora to nkyɛn a ɛna enipa ne bi nso asɛda ɛne ɛba sɛ de ɛne ɛsa ayɛ yɛ nyina yɛn ka yɛ humum yɛ enti wo kwa kɔkɔɔ kɛkɛ kɔkɔɔ ayɛ toto no kwa ho maami kalawele ya wɔtɔn no wɔ yi ɛna no kalawele wotɔ ne park ne nkateɛ ne nyinaa na yɛ 5 cedis ya kɔya wɔsi 10 cedis maami kalawele 10 cedis wɔsi ɛna kɔkɔɔ bu ɔkɔsoro wokɔfa kaa no obrɛ enti kalawele 10 cedis no ɔfakwasi ketewa bi ɛna gu park mu ɛna deɛ ɔbɛtɔ 5 cedis ya sisi wɔde gu pepe mu ɛde ma tata bibia obia na nkɔfoɔ nso tabi gum enti ano ɛna ka ho a ama nneɛma bo ɔkɔsoro but parliament ɛba abɛhwehwɛ mu enti a nneɛma bo ɛkɔsoro saa ɛnra awrahosɛm ɛbɛtɔ odwa ɛna Ghanaian Times ɛbɔ amaneɛ Haiti president a na wɔte akonnwa soɔ ɛno mpo February 2017 na wɔbɛtena akonnwa soɔ ɛyɛ Jovenel Moise wɔnya 53 years wɔte ne fie ya wɔaboaboa no ho abɛsen akɔ adwuma wɔn ya ne sɛ enipa bi akɔ attack no ɛma wɔn abɔ president ne tuaku no na yere nso wɔn pra ne yie na yere ne deɛ ɔda ya sabia ya wɔde ayaresɛ na mmom Haiti president deɛ enipa bi kɔto hyɛ no so wɔ ne fie a wɔn akɔku ne yayaaya ɛnam so ɛma prime minister ya wɔhyɛ tire ɛyɛ Claude Joseph ɛde ato ɔman no anim sɛ wɔn ɛwɔ a state of emergency the friend is a state of emergency no obiara nsa fie ɛmu obiara mpia nsa na UK prime minister Boris Johnson ɛna watete ɛna wɔte sɛ wɔwura ne wu ɛya paa ne wu ɛya na sɛ so wɔn yɛ nhyehyɛ mu ani kwan sɛ nea wɔhyɛ tire na ɛso yɛku na yɛnkɔsie no na wɔwuo bi ada owuo daabi ɛyɛ barbaric act a ɛni kwan so wɔn soso so kura sɛ mampani ti ne fie na wɔn akɔbɔ no tuaku no United Nations Security Council wɔn nso kɔndɛmo na owura Joseph no ɔno kura de wɔte sɛ na wohyɛ suitin paa wɔn de kɔ suit president no a wɔn de ɔka ne sɛ ɛyɛ heinous, inhuman and barbaric act wɔka no wɔ borɔfo wɔsi ɛyɛ adeɛ bi a ɛyɛ paa sɛ yɛakɔ akɔkum president ɛwɔ ne fie na wɔte sɛ bere a wɔn kɔ no weapons so a na kura nipa no akɔdi saa nyamra nsɛm no na nya weapons ketewa enti Haiti president a nice man 53 years wɔn akɔku ne yaya yɛsisi ayi deɛ prime minister ɛna ɔhyɛ tire sɛdeɛ bɛyɛ a wɔn bɛyɛ ntotoyɛ kama na ɔman no etumi egyina ne nan so ebio na maame ntoa so ɛwɔ democrat a your friend say Ghanaian Times no emu Ghana Journalists Association and na krampo de ansam trafo ye kwa kosia mampani na wamu a epe president no DJ president no wamu gusu yi wo matuma na nipa a wode ne mfoni abetoa aye Albert Kwabenatomfo na Kwabenatomfo tere se oba ansam trafo ye die na oba ba ye ho adwuma si wonya be DJ president pe ade ba ko a wono wo adwuma mu a wahu ne se ansam trafo yakatua sha papa ketua ye de enye eye kakra bi anu nti obekọ rounds na wakwasiasie adwuma mpanimfo yes ada na asumesi na ketua sha kora se ye na mgbe ye betumi atum kakra ade bi aka ho enso no aya sansem training no obeye corrupt yo enti munya yi muna montoto aketua no enti obekọ rounds wa wonu mu nyina de asia atratra aketua beso ntem trafo ensam trafo ya sudie doswo besori ahumate ya bebetuma ubia untina duma mu nko a meetings ya ubekọ na unam ebi kodidi toba na bi wo ma 7 ekwai meetings ewo ho after that ubesa kodowuru wakwa akohwe ya se asem yesi ebi wo kra ye beye adwuma ya nantem betina adwuma mu a ebi 12:1 na fe ne ye kwa akoda ni nyina o man ni ye die enti ya ba shawana materi maketua no ya tum se de be ya beboa mo na ebesom na what about the new crusading guide enim ha and what is a dwumadie bi ekoso aye vice president Dr. Mohamed Bawumia and what is a buy endoso aye national integrated maritime strategy ya de bekwatia abonefosam ekoso wopo na epui na nse ubetia ne se ya kidnap ship yi ship no mu nipa nyina yafo mu nomum enema ewo mu nyina nso obi de ne nsa atoso no wafa normally Nigeria wonum ne ade de eta akoso pa na no na Dr. Mohamed Bawumia tere se na obi anokra second edition International Maritime Defense Exhibition and a conference ya course one cry na ya 3-day program etifia some of the atos was say maritime security and trade, the nexus between secure maritime domain and developed blue economy. Na abai aba be kwepro asojafo na ewo poso no marine ayifo no na yabamu omu boatu a etise boatu anu de e speed ya sebia ya tise ya kidnap nkofo we poso na epo no aya between Ghana and Nigeria enti Ghana asrafo amu poso e navy mon konkwese wo mu enti wo mu spark machine se tanwem na jesu a haya ene speed per kilometers no e be kwode enti obi atine mabɔ ne seat belt kama na epo no so e kwese na ebu asoti wansuanim se na ekɔ yes nipa banfo no wai wo mu wetire wo shutu ebe ye da bi mu ntan kakra ya me wo mu na ekosa kopu no so oh definitely they will gather wo mu du anompe nipa banfo a wa pusu na yate wo
that's come na man kwa man so na amampanyi yiri ni na bedi chiri ababeto dwase ye ba betu omke me ye sure say nkomodi ekosue ba kwa epie fimu edi akotene ne se the 7th parliament ena womu approve sa siketue na openi ba kwa 7th parliament na waka ho bi tisia won shede ni mra shebedwem but 7th parliament inde no di mu akotene pa honorable Yunus Afusini enkane mra shebedwenia ojinama Tamale Central honorable yada simu akwa baba Neat FM so Boko honorable so right so akotia the spouses of presidential the president and the vice president the first and second ladies na asemi beto dwe nchechimu ne ntiase nya ne 7th parliament mu na mu approve ye sa akotia yi dia na onim fa ho pa
Oh, I was say ABOAGYE. When you say 7th Parliament, now me the ranking member of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. Na me gina ha aka kyerɛ wo sɛ report biara amba Parliament recommending the payment of salary to the wife of the president and the wife of the vice president. Me challenge obiara say report no famra.
Krata bia ni ho bibia is this una we hu anas
Parliament no me sheda we said the media me imagine say if Parliament bring kan ho into 7th Parliament no share say ebako ewie apart from this the me to coin as part of parliamentary duties. Let me go Parliament. Obiani sir.
I see.
So no, it could not. If it could not have been possible.
I didn't you?
Martin upon or see, it was part of the recommendations of the committee set up by the president pursuant to Article 71. Yes, sir.
The Emolument Committee.
Good. Emolument Committee, Article 71. What kind? Article 71?
But not. I don't have it. Maybe I can just refer to it with my constitution.
What do you kind Article 71? Who wants to say a close shop?
Right.
Speaker, deputy speakers, members of parliament, president, vice president, ministers of state, national commission, the chief justice and the justice of the Supreme Court of Justice, the electoral commission and the deputies, 2 deputies, NCC chairman, drag, they're listed. The land commission, chairman, or land commission, chief executive of the land commission or something like that. Listed. And you're open-ended. Now, Article 71, you are either there by virtue of being elected, or you are there by virtue of appointment. You are in Article 71 by virtue of being elected, or you are there by virtue of appointment. So, you see why it could not have been part of the report, which, if it was part, didn't come from before Parliament, is that immediately you put the wife of the president and the wife of the vice president as part of Article 71, you are flouting, you are extending the remit of Article 71.
Just said, Emrana Maho Kwaima ABI, the Tia Sampini for Abobo Tibio Mampini, Abedi Chief Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Chief Justice, Members of Parliament, Electoral Commission, Omom Kaunano, a Nim Mampini Abedi, no Mampini Negre, Omon Kahumbi.
No, and Omon Kahumbi, apart from that, they're closed. They're closed to, and you're open ended. The last entry there is the Chairman of the National Commission on Civic Education. Before that, you will see a conjunction, and there you call school. The whole kind list of things are then you the last one you put end this. It means that it's finished also. It's finished. It's open ended. I mean, it's closed. It's closed shop.
Yeah.
And it doesn't admit of additions. That's one thing. So it could not have come before Parliament because that recommendation would have been a flagrant violation of Article 71. Then which would have been manifest on the face of the report. It would have been manifest. Then no, it cannot happen. So that illegality could not have escaped Parliament. Because in my opinion, one appointed a year, and now I'm appointed a year.
Yeah, Honorable.
What to say, Oman are appointing a year?
There be.
What to say, Oman are appointing the wife of the vice president?
There be.
Good. Now say you were ministers. You're ministers of state, you were ministers. Reverend ministers. Yes, Constitution say ministers, no. Which kind of ministers were they referring to? Ministers of state. No, so.
Yeah.
Ministers of state, no. How did they become ministers of state? By appointment. How or say speaker. How does the speaker become speaker of parliament? By election. You see, president. How did the president become a member of the Article 71? By election. The only person who is not elected by the people of Ghana, but who is deemed to have been elected, is the vice president. The whole constitution, all the provisions, 200, about 300 provisions of the constitution. The only person who is deemed to have been elected in this country is the vice president. The constitution doesn't say that the first lady, because she is wife of the president, is deemed to have been elected to. The constitution doesn't say that the second lady or the wife of the vice president, because she is wife of the vice president, is deemed to have been elected to. So she has no automatic entry in Article 71. The only way that a first lady or the wife of the president or the wife of the vice president can be part of Article 71 is for the president to appoint them as ministers of state. Or as head of NCC. So Nana Akufo-Addo appoints Rebecca Akufo-Addo as head of the NCC or as electoral commissioner. That's the only way. Or sends Samira Baumia to Lands Commission. That's the only way. You can't do it. Political office is not transmitted sexually.
I see. Now, so you're saying for a fact, say, unim, say, as far as you're concerned, and your opinion, 7 Parliament, okay, where who be bia, who document bia, krate bia. I just says. Honorable.
Na ufre kujo upon kuma bisano say Okasa doesn't think that is bringing parliament into contempt and ridicule, because you can't see such manifest illegality and you say that parliament approved it. You can't. You are a lawyer. What is his name? My good friend. He's a lawyer. And then he would come and say that parliament approved it. Because parliament approved it is right.
Maybe me no me nuna ye ni mo.
No, media minim.
And you putting your reputation on board, sir.
On what?
Sir unim says ma approve bibia saying.
Oh, let me tell you again, Kushabaji. Article 71 say the committee's report, Parliament will approve that of the executive, and the executive will approve that of Parliament in the recommendation. So you divide it. What comes to Parliament is recommendations concerning the executive. Recommendations concerning Parliament doesn't come to Parliament. You get me? Good. Now, if the names of the first lady or the wife of the president and the wife of the vice president was part of the recommendations, in what capacity were they? Were they part of the executive? Are they part of the executive? What's that about you?
I thought it's rhetorical.
No, you see, you can answer not part of the executive. So how could Parliament have overlooked that? You get me?
Yeah.
How could Parliament? No, sometimes, anyway, sometimes I don't see. I think that when members of Parliament are arguing, they should know that they are not arguing with themselves, and that whatever they say affects the image of Parliament. Because the recommendation will contain aspects dealing with the executive that comes to Parliament. We all know, as we speak now, that neither Rebecca Adokufo nor Samira Bawumia have been appointed by the president to any executive position. They have not been appointed ministers of state. We all know that. Article 71 talks about a class of people. To qualify to be under that class, you must either be appointed or elected. We all know. So how would the recommendation have captured the two persons?
I see.
How would it have captured them? I'm still presenting as I speak to you. I cannot wrap my mind around how the recommendation would have captured them.
I see. No.
Because they're not part of the executive.
Mimisa, if you know of Sase Moinsu Ebi can say Sadia we ankasa Shasia say a baby tree moment penny that Jerry John Rollins a breast no so I'm penny for the be hard my MONTIE CCC no mo or my wives no their spouses no or my sitting moon yakra and Tiabayanka yempe bibi kakra mfa mo na ebetimi support to obne ne kaka ho eno an edidi mu anti ade aye mom allowances bi ne account are you aware of this?
Oh, Ghana, we are not as a charity. Ghana is not a charity. Ghana is a country that we are seeking to develop. So if the president knows that he can't take care of his family, he don't contest for the presidency. It's not a charity. This country is not a charity.
But then person who said, "Se usu ni mo say no krese ye ma allowances be a one more jida da kra etua bi bisa."
Well, what is the truth is that all the Omanpenyins in the Fourth Republic were deeply and acutely aware. I say were because Rawlings is dead, Mills is dead, of the imperatives of office and the fact that they should insulate their family against public expense and that they will be held accountable. So all of them are accountable. All of them, including Nana Adokufo. That's why I cringe at this level of impunity. Because even under the revolution, Rawlings, as a military man, knew that a time of reckoning will come. So the wife was not paid. The wife set up an NGO, 31st December movement, where the state, international organizations, philanthropists, individuals, and other well-wishers could contribute into the NGO for the purposes of conferring public benefits on the people of this country. And because she was running the NGO, she was not only entitled to payment of allowances from the NGO, she was also the chief executive who probably paid by the NGO. But any time that she was traveling for an official assignment for and on behalf of the state, like attending the World Women's Conference in Japan, the state gave her allowances. And when she came back, she retired those allowances. The Nana Oledo Ajima Rawlings continued her 31st December movement into the Fourth Republic. It has become the standard. It has become the standard for all other first ladies who have come after her. Not so.
Yeah.
The Kufo establish the Teresa Foundation? You remember? Mother Teresa Foundation. You remember? Nado Mills. They established a foundation. What is it? The Venerable Dr. Lodina Family. They established a foundation. Lodina Foundation. Rebecca Copado. Established a foundation. Emisa Atta, wife of Emisa, the late Emisa Atta, established a foundation. Book and reading club. Samira has taken it and established one. Not so?
Yeah.
So they know. The thing that they don't know is to close your eyes to the reality. You know.
Okay.
But to raise it to this level of impunity is what is disturbing me. If Samira and she put a lot to attend international conferences, is it the husband, Dr. Mahmoud, who pays it? Or is it another man who pays for the trip? It's a state. And she's entitled to allowances. Just like when the former president was asked to go on an assignment on behalf of the country, to represent the country, so he was given allowances. Just like Kosi ABOAGYE, if one day you are privileged to be nominated by the president to represent the country, you'll be given, or be part of a delegation to represent the country, you'll be given allowances. They won't need appointment. You don't have appointment, or you have appointment.
There you.
Good. But when you are going, if they nominate you as part of it, you'll be given allowances. It's different from salary. And so Kudo should not seek to confuse people. No one takes ex gratia payment for allowances. And allowances are activity specific. But salary are monthly payments. They are different things.
Does that mean that adia we no enya adia ebeye adwuma? In fact, say one year so be pushing forward up. Ghana for betimi, yemu bi betimi akokot na yabo egu.
Why you see the absurdity? First of all, the new say office of first lady, and yet a convention that is worldwide. And yet American practice may adapt here. That is why Boris Johnson go to see no worry. Boris Johnson, UK. Now before Boris, my no name of Nigri ne kunu. Where was it? There is a what? No name no kunu. Angela Merkel. Who name no kunu? A spouse is a spouse is a spouse.
Yeah.
Now, and I want to say, Barack Michelle Obama, no office in Omutia. You will read the comment. You will see that at certain points, they had to look for money to support the artist. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. So it is not an acceptable worldwide international convention. No, it's not there. Secondly, nobody has ever dreamt of paying the spouse of the leader of a country. Thirdly, it's absurd. I say a spouse is a spouse is a spouse. Me a cremoni. They say I mean you can take a but marriage potentially polygamous.
Okay, nti ni apesa chense bia nkemofo ti se bia kora ma ho kwan ti mo betimi afa ba yire no ba 9 no. Nti se nka alaji ye president si ana vice president na yire no na ye betuo mu nyina aka na.
Omunyina okay, only said there's no discrimination constitution.
Yeah.
France has discrimination on the basis of status, gender, class.
But yeah, honorable Ebin said
Bible King Solomon know what you say. 1,000. King Solomon. So if we in the future have the nature of King Solomon having 1,000 wives. what happens? That's why the famous of the Constitution did not even contemplate that.
But honorable, yeah, maybe see yeah, maybe see a queen. Ebi say, yenim say sa foundation yensu a womo ye. Ade ani nyina nso amanfo di sika kura ko bon se companies yi ebi no mo support ebi fa kwan ebi kura na state kura enim se sika yi bi ko foundation mu ni le ka ho a enti ebaya yanyin tumni entiom ka mo no eba ne sa ye wo control over niam activities ni ne ka ho.
What the all comes are one miss point. The point is the use of public resources, not the use of monies by the foundation too. You get access, you bobusia, you turn your cocoa, you turn your gold, you never be bring it is a bar of money. The sky bar of money a year of my sticker. O my sticker so yen dinner qua. So the work foundation no be ever donated $1 billion about and you my sticker. No my sticker. That is not our concern. Our concern is that on my sticker yen dinner qua. Yen dinner wa coin store.
I see.
And the Constitution said in Article 71, unless we are president, we are vice president, we are speaker, we are deputy speakers, we are chief justice, and a justice of the Supreme Court of Judicature, we are member of parliament, we are electoral commissioner, another deputy, one of the deputies, or two of the deputies, or both deputies. We are the head of NCT, we are land commission, we are media commission. So that's Article 71. Now, every say, opinion ni ana opinion be dia train yiri, in the list Article 71. Tell me, how can you spend $1 on them? That's the what we are talking about. Yes, sir. Obiase Ghana repete yendi mraso. Yes, sir.
Sure.
Mrano na kai achire say. Nana Akufo-Addo Nigeria onye minister. Yiri so onye president because yen run co-presidency Ghana. Yen run co-presidency. Say elected president the years is supposed to be born as president. Yen ni hosa. O ma penny the president yiri. Only vice president. Because there's no co-vice president. Almost so minister. Then you know members of parliament. You say part of the judiciary, the Superior Court of Judicature. Yes, you know you say penny appointee obia to other NCC, electoral commission, media commission, land commission. Yenim. Shiraj. Yenim. So how can they come? Me say, the penny say on Tiomoka or appoint to a minister. Then we'll stop this conversation. And now for Munko, on for the Bakunko Shiraj, on for Bakunko electoral commission as deputy. Then we'll stop this conversation.
I see. Well, young fear no sooner before our economy names we another story so I make it runs a Ghana for a bibu fuse yeah Emrashebe Jafo no loan of $28 million be a finance minister dia ko say ye ba beto kasa amomo Ghana for kasa say hey baby aye we India e baka dia na mu na ye
kusi abti me me ni parliament bi na me kan ne the menu say news the buy a diversionary tactic.
$28 million no?
A diversionary tactic. Oman Penin Anhu said, I did almost say a report no that you pay his wife and and then the wife of the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
To see Amagania until Odi Adewi to divert attention and kill the story. That's the only reason I can give for this story. Adain, in this Fourth Republic, first members of the first parliament, role is more or more 5 million. So them got on loan. Not 5 million, no loan. 5 million Ghana cedis. Never 5 million Ghana cedis. 500 cedis. So we will call Katomato. So who in the second parliament, then because we cast say or then they gave them room. Or we moved to Prado. Okay, Prado.
Yeah.
That time the Prado doors. Or we moved to other 4-wheel drives. It was a loan. Before buying or elevating, or it's not only gave the loan. Before time now, Ford vehicles ever Chroma. Okay. Ford 4x4.
Mm-hmm.
Loan. The loan. Equatoria. Second term, say, Omo loan. At a mill, Emma Omo loan. John Dramani Mahama, Emma Omo loan. Nana Akufo-Addo in first term, 7th parliament, Omo loan. Na loan, you did loan, ye every month. Because whoa, champion at the service loan. The 4 years no one to man loan in Yaswa. No more for years at the account loan. Every said, no parliament, you said, it's only parliament in the arms of government that the state doesn't provide vehicles. It's only parliament. Now almost doesn't say, parliamentarians more 4 years. 4 years, the state more vehicles are. Then they wouldn't say vehicles, they would be an over used to after 4 years, the vehicle will become a wreck. And it can no longer. Secondly, the state vehicles mamunina. It means that every time parliament buys the state vehicle, so the cost of maintenance will be high. Inti yentimin top vehicles and mamu they mumfa yetuma obi anton a vehicle. The auto vehicle, you know, by a maintenance, you know, appointed with driver. And so the cost will be cheaper than the state buying the vehicle and giving it to you free. This is the rationale. That is what government has said. Even though MP say government will give the vehicles, we don't want the loan. But government says no. If we do the competition, vehicles will amortize it for 5 years. But if we go to the system, some vehicles have run for more than 10 years. Most elections for 4 years. 4 years no draw. So one with the election bill, not a now vehicle no one you see here now say now ya boka the young vehicles mo obia di ko to the vehicle. That is the rationale. That is the rationale. Obia the what vehicle, what load who kai yera kinso no. I don't know what the purpose. Because OG loan no government a guarantee loan no. Government a guarantee ma bank say every month over ye a year got catch you the movie at the service loan no. Into that commitment and my government a war responsibility. Into that was what Matami was saying. Into a year got and the mean first cano and year a day the offer even though it was a load. That was the argument. Yeah, argument. No. Yes. So why do you think that this matter has become news now because they are going to look into the $8 million? It's just because everybody's talking about your phone then now cover those government doesn't want it, so they bring in this to confuse people. Because this is it's a convention. If government thinks that they don't want to give a loan, they should buy vehicles for the members of parliament and maintain the vehicles for members of parliament, appoint drivers for members of parliament, and see and do a cost-benefit analysis and see whether it is cheaper to do that or giving a loan to the parliament is cheaper to buy their vehicles.
Well, I'm sure say argument to say Abia I didn't cry and say talk car mom and so bit me ya to us but me pese about you time.
Talk car more. You can ask other to the minister. You got article what is the article of the Constitution? A member of parliament, a minister, somebody qualified to be a minister must be eligible as a member of parliament. So even before you can become a minister, you must be eligible to be a member of parliament. So in the scheme of things, a member of parliament is higher. Because you can't become a minister if you can't become a member of parliament. So why do they give ministers bodyguard, bungalows, give them fuel coupons,
security and all that?
Oh, that's why they give them. And they give minister. Because when you look at the scheme of things, Article 90 something like that. I forgot it. When you look at it, you must be to qualify as a minister. You must be a member. You must be eligible to be a member of parliament.
Okay, honorable. That's not idiocy. I'm sure on pay. That's papa. Honorable Inis Afuseni and Kanimra should be general Tamale Central. Yanina Chumupa no pay na. Maminya kwabena kwan kwabena wie de bon krata na tese kwabena we de tell na empany for emergency.
Na the papa yi kan na ye gbebo ho se ofa kwesi me nkase bia wono nso ne de na wo kan nyina na ye ba se ye o kan ye no correct na de kojo opon kruma nso be kan.
What do you mean say what do you mean say say uni bibia kire say nyo kan no no but they are also kan no bibi
me ka say de o kan no ye no correct na onu se ononyamfo kojo opon kroma beka se eye parliament na agitu mu no na se de papa yi kan ye no krese parliament bibia sama because once was start no o kan ni posu a na okuta wo parliament ana o kasi su dia se bibia sama nanim wo ubisa no kra se obetumi de ani onyam kra to bet emo ka na se ye no kresa na Ovakwesi ononyamfo kojo opon kroma e kan se parliament na jitu mu na nti.
Okay. All right. Me da say anope, me da say. Well, so yeah. Right, William sang more. NPP National Communication Team member and John Afol NDC National Communication Team member Pedifoi Tenasi anope na ye ni omo edi and come before memo makwaba ni atenase ma making kind comment ni bi e wa hanum saying people are commuting crimes okay now that is crime I know that people are committing, it's not commute. Okay, so people are committing crimes day and night under the incompetent, corrupt Nanado government okay, and working freely without any punishment. Gleason Sanaji from Taifa Nodiano by unconstitutional presidential spouse allowance, and the House agrees to it. Same way they will agree to the 275 car loans represented by the finance minister. This country party fighter Kweku Buachi no by President Nanado and his able Vice President Dr. Bamia will surely fulfill all the promises they made to Ghanaians. That's Abile from Nungwa. When I cast my mind back and remember what the NDC has done in Ghana politics, I will encourage Ghanaians not to give them another chance to govern the country again because they have nothing good to offer Ghanaians. Yao Sankere Taifa and Odianufi and Odebai. Teacher Constitution. We are more say all Ghanaians should come in Pacho. All Ghanaians should come together and rally behind Nanado and his NPP government to maintain peace. Is there an insecurity in Ghana? We should all ask Ghana chairman of Usuampafo and his NDC. Teacher Constitution or dear no by. OPK Wagoso, Sami Jemfi threatening our security services before the 2020 elections. And yesterday, too, an NDC member of parliament, Sam George, did the same. So Ghanaians should not take them serious. OPK, Goso. Eben Wakwabinya, the incompetent president, has become a liability and a mess on Ghanaian voter. If not, under the present administration, we would never have known some politicians are heartless and wicked like that. That is Eben Wakwabinya and Odianufi and Odibai Yahuza Swami. We are not in normal times, to the extent that the government had to increase taxes to get more revenue to execute its policies and programs. However, certain decisions must be taken a second look at, because the move to formalize the payment of former first and second ladies is grossly unconscionable and unacceptable by any stretch of justification. Yahuza. Mami home sunamema eye empinfo akwaba. John akwaba.
Yenua wo fampom to say.
Nami adum. Unso.
Adumara kwa. Adumara kwa nye amambu. Nyame na adumara kwa.
That's it. William.
Amenia.
Nyamam say.
Nyame di achaye. Say Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo hiamfo adamfo hiamfo papa. That's your president. Na onim say light of there. Adum soni sa nyama ne de. Nkolanso be school free ekoyie de na say any daso ho.
Me da say. Well, so I'm sure if you so John mkomo ya na mini Honorable Inusa Fuseni AD niaba abetodwa first and second ladies sikaya yesi eba abetuo mu eni bibia nkomo epieye akwakodru wadwenkyere ewo ho
ofa medawasi na first of foremost mechia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and former first lady na mechia NDC executives for nyina branch executive especially from Wejagbawe Chiobi and mechia NIT FM na secretary Dunket ofa am say we be sasem as Ghanaians no edu pempen so bia the leaders no ye to abamo mo so mbedi yen so a yo mo kan wo position no ono na so mo ye o yo mo kan ye no ano no so mo ye enye se ya to abamo mo ewie na abetena so na wodi o man no so na fei dia wo pe na wo ye o man ma ye ti ye bedi kra ye den ye be hye ya dom na de ti wiase na Akufo-Addo amambo ya tim sehia no aduane kra ye bedi kra no edin se be benya nam kra to so ne benya protein kra no ya dom ofa na ye beti ho ne be ka se ayi ye de hihye bi ba ye be betua first lady and second lady ye ti hai wo fa ye nyanim se kroma ya we His Excellency the President of the Republic and the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Sabi, omuti krom betwa kra no baba yetua mom. Omusi ombeko akohwe se omusi no sabi emu kakabian ba mu kwan yetua dentist. Omutaro mo hye yetua bibia mo ye bia evi kom gardeners kwa yetua mom. The state has taken care of everything. Omushom benom omatarom be hye omatarom be to kwado be to amom kwa no aban Ghana for ye taxes ye agigi kakakrai and e tu amom. His Excellency na Akufo-Addo so am adomunti Ghana for adomom de ye nti no ne mba nyina so eye adwuma aye tu omuka ne wo fa asefo ne na akontafo nyina nyame adomunti omu na aye adwuma Ghana daroma eti pempeso be kra na yedu a Kenya kupon ahwe no wa bo no ho ban no bedu pempeso a wadu yi eja wadu yi over 70 years unyame ahwe no so hu no kra baka se bia wedi be 50 years nyame adum nti o wa honden aye nyina ye person ka be kokodu no eji na ya bro krampo eti de na ba ne se de na His Excellency the President every shama biom Any akotua ye tua no, okay, wonim say the tua is excellency the former president ko abai watum. Pia na the tua is excellency John Dramani Mahama. Enyo is excellency Akufo-Addo oje. Eti say no mamu accommodate citizens. Adwuma gu. Amanfo nya adwuma nye. Sanya yen ordinary people kra no de be share crampo no aye den be sika kra try and school fees. Ya dom na de bia ya hwe se ya sa ready ma ya kwan enso yen kwa be faso kwa sa bia be pie efi ye dan mu chop money de be ma ya yemu akwa na to ya dwendwen amanfo aware egu our His Excellency na Akufo-Addo apreso as president amanfo ese omo amanfo e jai school after Fred go where we SS no. Ko hwa man for mutifia o munya akwanya kwa so meko university o munya qualification so mo ko munya. Ni nyina mu no na ka bedwe se ka no na ese ya dwe ho. Kwa be fa so a timemfo ni bedi yie. Timemfo no beto mo. Yamba security crowd. Police for omo akodi kom be ye adwuma omo bulletproof vest kom be nya omo bulletproof check from benya she omo tuo kom be kra ni na ya sema etaka na force na se yemeti na ye say yesi ya ba betua first lady sha na den pa na me bisa me ho say as Ghanaian ana as a Ghanaian lie ya toko say abemu amanfo 2 miles Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo as president of the republic from 7 o'clock to 5 p.m. And I say, and only Ghana for Bediana. But the Sana Ghana for Raho. And I pay me Raho papa. As a Ghanaian. Say the Akufo-Addo His Excellency no what position pa Oshano partner say. On the 40 ho. No mu di ampesie pa. No foot trot. Ni nya chese. Oh, yeah, no, say. Oh, no. Oba, ye ordinary people. And only a bebo. As when damn no case wafa. And yes, sir, time I know what position no preaching chair, you know. And yes, I near one. Who share and Yama Kosu. Ticket dear. I have Kosu a mambuemu. Corruption, I have Koswa, yet to be fighting. The beer. They want to say scandal before we bad the end, another scandal. Allegation upon allegation of corruption under this administration. No shaming and no more crasia. Don't be decry thing. And I pay crampono. The amount for be decrano, I think. That friend you better say, yes, you better be first lady. You better be second lady. Hey, what for? Na dem cry na fe ye pe wo wiase. E wiase den na ye pe. Ye pre akɔhe. Ye kɔ ye Bible mu a ye Christopher no. Ye si you cry ye wo no kwa no. Uba beja, uba apeja. O kɔ so be kɔ naked. Eteja pade ye pre ama ye ho. Den ye pre afa. Say do pempe so see a drink to memufuo. Pay roads and then pay ubia window way. Now shut traffic mu. O hwe mamefuo a amusua pure water. Pure water. Baku ye 20 pesos. Ahi no beton no benya. Kwan wakoto do kono kwan wedi. Ahi no benya no de akofie. No de akɔbɔ akɔnoma. Yan dwen saa we mu. Ani ye dwen say the ye dig na the Ghana for share na the ye from nyina no cars anka sia ye yusu petrol de my free and so ye nom akase mframa pe mframa na kono kwa ye to anka no so ye betua ka enti ye ndwen embobo wa ye wo krom ha hwe ka ye fuo bebe on beda kra ye den
John Yenesie
the boys, I'm one nam circle, and I'm la pass, Abeka Jansi ha. I'm munya Jumanye. Yan drink how will create employment for the people that we say we will create employment for. Ye buy be kunjuma nyina wo krom ha. Ye buy ye ntumi nya adwuma ko kra. Dia His Excellency John Dramani Mama ye nyina so no. Ye buy ye be gu no. Ye hwesu ye. And ye gu Ghanaian banks nyina.
Okay.
Eti wo fa. Dia ne ye pe o wiase. Dia ne ye pe o wiase. Say somewhere in the crap dia. I think say me no I support what Honorable Yunus Afuseni Kai no. The Minister for Information Culture say Saturday way by Parliament na dey approve it. O say nya ne kwada. O say nya ne kwada. Saturday way by. Now o kai say is it Dr. Nyawo Tamako e be ka che say Honorable Kojo Aponkruma oya no ho say oya Minister for Misinformation. Oh, me I just want to be charitable with him. I don't want to go away. Oh, yeah, but Minister for Misinformation because who should need some of your back car? Na say if you change no fast check here. Na be the other way. Is it being the Minister for Information or the Minister for Misinformation? Dr. Nyawo Tamoko Ekan. It's the best way. There's some way there. You pese better crack. You pese better. Na you be fa kwan bia so embra kwan so. Ni ya demonstrate ni ya make sure say sa de we emba so da ewo ahoche akwado Ghana for
John Medasi
it will never happen.
Medasi
We'll do every legal means demonstrate.
John
Se me kwa be demonstrate 2 years and na pe kwa me fia ma start it okay demonstration say I will make sure say sa de we emba so.
Medasi John are full of the NDC now in Canada. William Sangmo of the NPP William
Bema.
So spouses, yeah, I kept you name come where they shall say.
Yo, that's it. I mean, Chia, Greater Accra Regional Minister, Honorable Henry Corti. I mean, Chia, Greater Accra, second Vice Chairperson, Madame Joanna Ada. Maybe will be an Pai Michao, and Miami boss, Honorable Joseph Kujo, Minister for Public Enterprises. Jan Opai. Now, Minia, Asemna. Da ho no asem a me dese ye beka ni enka no so a ni eka anokra ewom ni eka no so a ni eka senia ye na ebeye fe ni eka no so a ni eka ne se nyema ye wo no Ghana ha there are no structures, there are no procedures, but nso ni ye sa nyema no ye no bi higher. Because some of us, your chewo, your friend is saying, private friend is saying, corporate world, your chewo, and in the private corporate world, we work with structures. Into that, you work a bank, and I said government, so there no formula, and I say clear cut plans, be any ho, and procedure, be any ho, and nonsense say, I didn't so near ye. I think say. It is high time saa niema no ense ye no yemfa kwan paso ne ehun se ade say ne ye no na obi bisa wo hyem bi a obetimi aka say o say e ba say wife of a president and vice president say ne treaty omo na aye clear ma obi. But as we speak today hwensu ye hwe omo nso say ye hwe omo ba bia sika ne fi ye de hwe omo nso de Ghana ne bi enim me wan nso ye hwe omo. So I believe say an argument no ago mo ze o afa ne ye ko mo musike bi sika no ye mo mu dada but ye nim source no ye nim ba bia sika ne fi e de ko mo ho a omo di ye niam a omo ye omo wo foundations is it say ye mo musika anase ye tuo mo sika ye tuo mo from source ehun say ne ye mo monthly na oye ni foundation so a auditors so timi ko akọ audit ana say oh ye de sika bi fa backdoor mo mu nso ye accounting for sasika na ye de mom nso ni foundation na all ye no eno so o de ye den ana o ye den no nya sika de good foundation na sika no go do ho wi a o ye den no use sika no tan niam na me feel say say ye den ye discuss ni he say oh okay every month bia ye man first lady bia 5,000 second lady bia 4,000 inti ye eno no ebeso mu say on betimi ye den e de ahwe mu ho. Who say if we have say na bank account mu but baby I yet say Hwenso sika nso ye chomuka. Ye chomuka, ye momu sika. Nso obienso nim baby asa sika ne free ba. Ananse wanum na mo jetum say ne ye chomuka. Kese plan bien ho. Enti obehwe na ebia yesi national security budget bi na yakoyi bi na de akoma sanema no yen jai sa so ban no emwaye. There should be rules and regulations. Say ne niema ne yen ko kase o we de yen ko this month ye free way budget mu o chan ye free way budget mu na ade no so ye yi no so ye ni ma hia ye yi e fa komo mu nso ne ye Ghana for ye see sa niema no yen believe say mre na ye wom no ye jai. It should be clear. Say, first lady, say ni choka. Second lady, say ni choka. Yen ko yivi obi budget mu na ye de abra. Ye nim dodo nso a ye de mon. Ta so ban no ye mfa mbu man mane nye. Nti me I believe strongly say discussion na aba no e very well say aba. And here say ye nyina ye discussion ye hwe baabi a ye de beto a Ghana ebe ko nanim. Yes. Obeka say ena Ghana niska. Yes, Ghana niska. But the fact of the matter is say Ghana niska nso ni emomuska. Ghana niska nso ni echomuka ye momuska edididi edi yom wrong edi yom nyama. Nso accountability asasi kana eko mo side no fahin na eko ana efihin na eko eno nso Ghana ni bie ni wa obisa na obetimi aka say aha na efi. And I think say eno nti na hunsian say yenyina collectively no yen discuss ni fan two paper so na ochran bi obi nso ba we hu say ampa first lady ni second lady de say ni etwam tamitie ye na me ready ni anana ato ata jo chro ye no na say ade no bo enye ne from 2000 grand omo start free omo nyina former first ladies ni nyina and omo start say ye de etwam ka and I can say or say yen refer back to September I think August September Hansa our parliament now you be hun track you be hun friends and trace and I think say it means that it is something that has been there ye nyina ye sika ana ye taxpayer sika say na menu kan but ye ni ma here ye di momu and that society ye woman e bia ye bia no budget ni hu structures bi ni hu no say ye ni ye whether a cost is more than necessary, we don't know because and I think say we don't run the country like that when you really want to improve upon your educational system. You really want to improve from your health sector. To make sure say sikano bia ebeko bia ehonum no nipa no be accountable to Ghanaians no. I think say yen jai sanema na sebio yen basa no from 2000 and ye started to and ye be 2021. Unso obi say this Ghana ye di tuam no efi here. So media for grant me nka bia sika ne fi. And is it pan e boom ya na. Te bibia no sebio ni enu biara na chese sika no eba biara say ye we ko ha say we ko but say e ko accountability sani pano den or the monthly no den or the and every month den or the and for the past 20 years or 21 years sasi can ye chama or all the former first ladies the second ladies no sasi can efi and then on mudi have we given them any assignment to even do to help this country say your mom we ejuma bi say mon di ejuma na mon famwa o man no say ye chamo ka but because Kana chano at the right unity Ghana ni bi empo nim say na ye twamuka from 2000 there and saniema no na say ye kan wasem ni ye nya ni yiye and na to that you can say almost started ye into ye come back ni ye come here handsome in 2000 August and September no ni ebe hu niema ono chro ye omo hand over odima take Obijebi Lamte of blessed memory. And I think said BBC ewo ho a ade na ye no no NDC for dede. But you see sometimes in anytime NDC is in government now omo ye niema stores bi eni ho omo ye niema rules and regulations
now can in your final sorry information minister kan Saadi we wan panyi dada kufu abreso no mo hyase no Any oka atwatai Ichimu.
Yeah, and I mean patches say and not what patches say. Omo ba be free power no. And omo ye ba omo nwie and oye handing over e de ama Jake yen twaso na nema e say di kika ho no yen fan kika ho. That is enu ne base America. Say obi started from 2000. O say okay. O say omo put the omo from nyina na started say omo tu omo ka. But documentation na omo nwie ye. Enti say obi started dada. Na ya beto aso. Previous government bia beto aso. But without friendly saying rules and answer regulation and answer documentation papa bia I say a well documented say ni etu omuka omo salary no say e na sika no efri ase na eko and answer ye etu omuka wi a because ye etu omuka no ye mom mandate bi ana ye mom adwuma bi edi e de abo oman no engo ye say oye former first lady nti etu anka eno no it doesn't end there otu a we ka you make sure say obetime use no to make sure say the advantages ebe bre oman no and no na make say almost started from 2000 na aban ebe twam ni na eda so hwom meanwhile no documentation bi ani ho a say omo hwom and say omo twom ka I think say a honor can say discussions no enye yi yen ko ni yi ni yen hwe ni yi ni yen ka say okay henceforth no stay ni ye twom ka engo ye say biara no say ye pompo sika ma omo so sika no so obi Ghana ni bi anim ahia ekoho and I think say how na discussing now me feel say see a busy near who say baby I bedu no we can't continue like that because say oh yeah obi private ejuma on timi nka say na at the end of the month no kana me nya no say me ntwa we say otwa we na otua keke unshare dan take time say the kana me ntwa no is it sustainability, can we sustain it na say yes sustaining yes dimi sustainia then na sa nipa no so ebetimi aye I be beneficial to the state. And no, and I remember say a argument and now a value than can say you discussing you can say enough is enough. And then we the two papers so now Ghana ni be who say we are first lady say ni etua we second lady say ni etua say na be saban no so responsibility be a obetimi the amount now so why be the aboa ni ehu na omo asabi o yes etua omo kan nyina aye hwe and from based on nana to ata akan here one mention names no takrofo no minti omuka minti for some time over 15-20 years minti omuka meanwhile no so it is high time ye nyeme bia ye no sebi o basa for me some of us are yache with private corporate world no higher because ontimi ka say yamau a budget for a year budget say cost spending into who spend keke no you don't run a company like that, you don't run a business like that. There must be documented and that paper so na ochira uni ho bi ba we hu say ampa eda paper so na obi e qualifier enya afa na ye friend no say bi okwasi abwachi inti ni din inti ye ntua no ana ye mma no it should be documented. And for me the argument it should be towards that direction say ye no once and for all say argument ni say e bia sika no do so inti e bia ye nti so anasese and also something we must also look at it and say we are considering based on this and this and that no we can't do this but we can do this but me problem say it should be documented, well documented. Now ochina obi free ho na obi be take over we who say we a clear cut policies are and no ni your problem I think that ye no NDC for BBR they will want to have a problem with it but then sorry near say discuss near come with answers. And no de omunye they only make noise no making noise ni wia obisa say inti ni nyina ekosi say so ontimi de enka and no na me feel say say and then no yen come yen conclusion bia e be da ho say be me and this new oti and say no say e bia after 24 years 30 years no mo babaka still it is on paper say ni ye no na ye nyina ye follow suit sika no de say obi say so enti opese ye tiso a and then the nipa no entitled to the opinion and I know so me dem support it because ye nyina ye can say sekeni ho but say obeka say me emfa sika ni ma mu saa document bi an kire say ne ye di ma na o kira me wutimi bi san kwaso dia ene dia me mfa so To me, that is my opinion.
Me da say William, I mean, na I can comment kakra memra ne to aso yenko enim anope ojumedie so need 100.9 Ghana Montie sini. Some of your thoughts that you have expressed, Mamin King can be. I definitely believe that those soldiers who beat and killed citizens of a drop, when found guilty, should be punished and be sacked. They should be punished. Okay, that's what you want to say. Theophilus Yao, Kumanyansan of Temano, no Ebai. Musa Abatua Elkuma say, paying first and second lady with taxpayers' money is needless and unethical. In any case, what is your role of for which Ghana is benefiting? Musa Abatua. Ejabatawo Adenta, a country which claims COVID-19 has spent their expenditure or all their money and even couldn't increase government workers' salary by 10%, is meanwhile thinking of putting first and second ladies and the likes on salary. Ejabata Adenta Anodi no fee no the buy. Honorable Kennedy Japan has said it all. The Ghanaian media is very weak. And there are also a lot of stomach direction in the media. What in Denmark? I think Nanado must listen to the grassroots if it comes to the appointment of the MCs and the DCs. That is Ochiniba Kwame Brakon Akora, what Taifa Nodia no by. Teacher Kujo Watepa Nyine. It is really sad when anybody, irrespective of their party affiliation, loses or her life because of somebody's political ambition. That is exactly what happened at Ejira. Teacher Kuju and Odianoba. Yanko anyway. Na Yantoasu. John.
Say quickly may a correction. Crime brand. I'm saying I don't know. There's nowhere in Ghana His Excellency the former president. I am the crancy. John Ronis, you in the wife. No way. You should tell me. You should come and prove it. You should come and give us a fact. You can't come and sit here and just talk. Say you are a former president and then could judge my Ronis. I fa. You come and demand. There's no way to be me. Oh, Kasaya. Your former, your current minister for information say. Yes, starting for four time. Not then the chair. Say it, please. I just signed a Ghana for people. What are the reasons why we are paying the first lady and second lady? There should be responsibility. And so we need to do more here, so we can check. We can't just be there and say, oh, because they are first lady and second lady, we are paying them. Okay. For what?
Okay.
What are they doing?
You say you wanted to correct something, but
Jamaican say,
yeah.
What correcting?
What correcting? But yeah, John.
Please.
Yeah. Me say John. Me say so. Yanko enim na main and shasi this time in fee. William so. So I'm saying Daily Graphic the story be about 2 jar ye di hun komo and then so no one more atwa so. Ni nyina gyina se Ghana CCA cement board. In fact, construction materials. A board na cost papa. John, everybody come and say construction materials are cost. In fact, you need the chairman for finance committee or Mrashebe Jumenre ni di hun komo. Orakwe kukwati ni nyina ne se Mrashebe Jum san komo e pija ne homene so ho say Emma Woma taske the finance committee, trade and industry, works and housing said a dear ben pa na cost to Ghana CCA construction materials no air cost rosa. And then to Daily Graphic over page 16 the front page credit as Assembly does say rising prices of goods and services. Council of State engages industry players. Council of State for also the Omwajima and see meeting called so mushia Guta for Omushia AGI TUC GSA, that is Ghana Shippers Authority. Omushia MPA. Sorry. Omushia Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, and the Market Women Association. Omushia Omunyina said, Umra, Yantrasi, Yanwi ho, a dear ben pa na ekosho. Prices of goods and services. Like I said, Mrashe be your phone so share construction materials. William, yeah, na course you nim bia na.
Many of me that say. Like I said, anything I believe say, my friend, because you see, na can serious. Cement, any sadium man, send price no air calling serious. But you see, when there be a can say Ghana and send Ghana be ye no. Ya kasanga. Tabi o menu abema. COVID buy ya nose mask abeye commodity no. Wa ni esi wo Ghana. Nose mask abeda ni go that price amodi je no. Obi aye na adwen say auto one container so o si dan be 3 or 4 wom. Enti ade ne buy ya ade no ye to no. Na price na ye increase. Ene Ghana ni bia nso nim say bobra na we nsi dan. Ukopensha obe wutem. Oh yes. And now after age 60, now to rented apartment mini akwesi ube wutem.
Ebe tu kra.
Ebe tu. Ni tu na what track ra higher o lifetime nyina na after age 65 70 na fe na ye tu na o call village o ko here o di usan so krantemu by some 50 years ago me say weekend me call your friends me krum lower manya krobo na me so ma me ko sra me ma me was ase bi wo totibu akosobo e honum asa me call here no I bought bear 5 na fe dem me na nyina e me style bi see say mo asa mo akete chele me na me hu sokra start man say so after that age na unni baby tra wasembe mobo and I think say omo hu say Ghana ni bia person si dan start man say because that market no e wo honenti people are taking advantage on due advantage of it and no me can say yendi ehu enukre e can say ye be ma systems aye juma ni aye the right thing na ye be bressa you see Ghana ni bia person is smart a person me better I want to be smarter than Kwasi Abadi or manage the studio me person me yes gasin me betu wa kra nso me person me yes gasin because me na me ton cement and sa so ban no na di enya yeti I say Ghana ni interest ni ho interest ni nia oni Ghana ni wo de kofa business na fa wadan for say be join me na bia wa wotimi say ni strength e wa ha say bia wo wotimi ton ade enti wo de man o marketing department for you he want to outsmart you say obem nyesika ejawo a wo kofa no buy say ombeboa and no na di enya Ghana for you say o hear foreign companies ni bebre ha omo pese Ghana ni be MD and CEO yeah attitude ni so ban no yeah attitude ni so ban no and na ma de yan koye nim no only few and there are examples to say companies ni bia omo di Ghana for aye CEOs so a collapse because you see when you want to be richer than nipa na odi adwuma ni man wa adwuma no e be collapse enti menia mimi how no say yendi ye ho enokre say bia me di building materials aba na bia me ton a container no say me nya bia 100,000 container no e ma me nya madwin say me ton wi a say me nya 1 million Ghana cedi ye dwuma na ye no limitations bia ni ho obia de bibia ba say no person oton no bia no no oton the Ghana for are ready some betia o omunye sika oton no sa because market no e den e wo ho and I am happy say on my from nyina because you see you can't say because of maybe a tax 1 or 2 binti and no nti odi when your opportunity say maybe a tax bi aba I say I don't know so the one city better so no and no nti wa fa won e song
when him say William Oka say interesting say me share graphic story no na the various bodies now we share no it seems to me say obia de ne dey eba and you for guta for instance some of the reasons now we feel say ama eniama boa kosro no womu ADB shipping lines for no womu say shipping lines no charges no ebo na kosro dodo or say for instance then can e be a 40 footer container no mutu about $3,000 tisi abo na pija ni mu akodu $13,000 if you shipping lines now you so more dollar rate exchange rate you instead of near Bank of Ghana for the Ababe to Jano. Inti one more reason no ufa for instance GIFF now. That's free forwarders now. One more so more come more dear. The reasons why you move say ama enyama no bo etimi akosro. One would be share some of the government regulated, regulatory agencies no. So almost so sikebi ni ade mutuatua. So it's a myriad of like reasons and problems. Obia mane dear koso.
Well, and nothing na make us say yen di ye ho enokre no. Thought man say ebia ocha 3,000. Na ebia omo freight forwarders no better no. Wo stand man because you see almost nimo. Say ebia 40 feet container near quantity a woman no. Say ebia o the cement and say iron rods. Na o the GC na onum say 40 feet container no. Stay now. This is how you are going to make. So they will also begin to revise their prices. But say eba na bia o ko gina o ton say no mo so because almost you no say be almost nim they can also do their own calculations and know say these are the profits that who make it. And then na make can say yen di ye hu no kre say yen ye bibia ye bia no ye hu say ade a me ye efata na say the ye first and foremost say we make profit. See ye benya profit and profit means just a profit but abnormal profit. And no sa suban no and ma yentimi aye de enko ye nim no because am waye the endi ye hu no kre enkan say oh ho ade ya me ko fire no aden na say iron rods say bia 1 ton miss me digi say no me say me san me betum na me mfanye ni say because unim said surely there's a construction work going on in the market no ayeshishi the market no e da so wo hodada enti tanyama no say if you are not disciplined now one here obetu unim basa and no sa temptation even in the corporate world no sometimes when you see say o product be a product no enter one here now feel say send na air fly into obedi eje one here obetu mama Ghana for ntimi ntombio but me
bisa we na ye na me face na me call John so hon say are we saying say we don't know these things must we near ye are we not being like maybe fine meaning say are we not pretending we know the problems don't you know
you are right
this committee this engagement don't we know the reason why the Nyama boy country
and none make us say it is high time there must be structures what must say bia and obi o can say obi so be can say then all the control eba but you see we can't continue like that say the fact say we import bibia no say e bo bia opa bia no obi the better so what must say many are this in India meaning say on there obi support say obi can him but you see
but William and to no more to so no they also tell you say dollar rate ebia dollar na I say a fewer price akosoro saying into ono so dey ba no even charges na and no won say free forwarders na almost can good for can say free forwarder no so be catch us ono so aban charges no dey aba no ekosoro
and no make say I am happy say ya free obia because you see the system na ye running no one free obia na yen transfer ni yen foundation bia ye be say okay henceforth no say ni be na you cannot control it and no make say you say Sabio abrofo enukradie no ye di wom na ewom mogem and when you are dealing with them meaning akwase aboagye obeka chere say we no you deserve it so to man say enya fe na wo ko patch obi na ye they believe in structures say wo ye adwuma na e bia when you 5 years this is where you are supposed to move to e bia with your degree no aha na obewo e bia with your masters no aha na obeya with your number of years no so say me pe wasembo I can't stop you.
Okay.
I cannot stop your progress.
All right.
And that is how we build systems in a country. And I think say omo nyina ye from no omo ko no omo fa akomapa enko. Ni ehu say Ghana ba ko pe ye nyina ye dia. Until ye nyina ye decide say we will do the right thing na ye di akomapa be ye djuma na tiase be ye djuma na. Now we feel say we want to fight our egos. Me call it the short and it's animal na di enya e wa Africa and I think say it is high time I see ejai ni yemfa ahombrase ni nnuando entrance na nyama e high no yemfa to board Ghana for your attitude be you won't give in the opportunity obi am person obeka
me da say
yen jai sasuban yen kasa ni yen kan ne be mboye na yen nyina yen ko yenim
me da say mamema John Mbrem na wo mo anyame ya ma do mu tu kwan kwa ama no ne enema bi ho no ma e bia okwa ama no ne e bia 10 years e bo no be bi ejina no bo so e da so jina ho asa yes omonte so a enya ade e bo no kosoro ye de in fact ukata wani uti
boom.
Why? What is that?
Amambo
also know a fact that a cut across. Okay.
I'm not that happened under a previous administration 6 years ago. And your company, and now I am West.
Oh,
me catch us under NDC, not yet to Tunyama Bosso. Oh, who can I say? So, yeah, can do situation now. William, graphic note. Oh, what time I can tell you? And your message, Dr. Mahmoud Bamija Central University. Kasa, except Mama say you're competent, you know. But see, I don't know even the word to describe His Excellency the Vice President today. Or you're so incompetent, say. I don't know. Even if so, or is it I don't even know. What you say? Or THN some more can yet will move this country from taxation to production. Bisa who say buy ye a factory burn or buy we create. Oh, it's our memoir. Bibian Koso. There are no institutional structures. Obi no monitor. Meanwhile, we have a Minister for Trade and Industry. I want give me so. You and that Minister for Trade and Industry. You I'll come back to it. You institutions so and that Trade and Industry. A monitor say ya nyama be koso. Oh. I can say yan chama asem we e be pempesu say afeni e ka fra guta afeni e ka fra trotro drivers afeni e ka fra minua woti baby ano odwe no ho ayen twa ne kaya man allowance oh ni nyina mu no ofa onu say ya dwe kwa me first second lady o 21,000 yeah back the thing ko 2017 enya me no ni adwe ye ho oh enti le Barack Obama be ka che say we should ensure say institutions will work. Institutions are not working. Obia do pen no ye. Ekwa team aya to aba ama penny so ndi yeso. No hwe se anyama be ko ye. Time na NDC wa abem no. Na dollar to a cedi ya. Dollar to a cedi na ya he. And there dollar to a cedi 6 Ghana cedis. Aso ye ti kom ha. Ye won so fu penifo no mo ti kom ha no mo ka se nyansafo e mo wo he. Tanya safo no omo wo he fa. Oh, it is same be now you don't even know what to say because you were come ha and you can't say you were all the men. We have the men to rule this country. There was yetisikaso as you bread. There were come ha na vice president. Time no your candidate no. But see why you do Bank of Canada. But see why you do Bank of Canada. Na sika wo ho sika wo kwam ha. Oh, at your bar. About changing way 275 factories. The buy who see one single factory. And then Juma will come no soon. Who go Juma na will come. And the Yakoto buy and sell. Oh, and I Yakoto buy and sell. Because John have Koto shoe 50 Ghana cedis. Now I got on 70 Ghana cedis. Who be blaming John for now? We have to blame our buying. As I said, there are no proper structures. I just say there's a regulatory authority. I be making sure say, "Sanyama we nyina ye be hwe." E be na wo kan yo. E fa tun. What are the difference between we and the whites? We all have the same mind. When we say Ghana for kwa and Africans or what, say institutions who are brocha, they are manufacturing planes. And you be more yan crab for kwa to me bi. And what is the difference? Greediness of our leaders. Nya chum. E we penny for omundwi o be dada wa ye to aba mo wi a no mo ye de mo pe no mo hwa mo yemu no mo hwa kwa be fa so a ye be tuo mo yemu. Is that what Ghana need us at now? Wofa. In that cement bo. Wofa. Se wo se wo to ahwea e wo double azimu from first say be o te kaso na se o te mala. That's a whole time here. It's almost 1,000 Ghana cedis. And here, not double azil, the same double azil. Ayan to sa car no, yan sa tipa no. Under President Mahama, near 500 Ghana cedis. Uti malam, now we talk fika swaba, 500 Ghana cedis, and that trouble. Tipping sa, near ye concrete. And ye turn under President Mahama, you turn 800 Ghana cedis, and there 2,000. Yeah, then Ghana for ya. Cement and near 25 Ghana cedis under President Mahama, and there 50 Ghana cedis. And people got on 55 Ghana cedis. Oh, Takuna, and rather me say me back school be am person me body. Na me thought fancy me fancy rokone maskepa. Me nya na say me din kasi egum na say me nya brodo bia. Na me wi atimi call long journey. E say amambo me nya. Fried rice ready bia che. How was 6 years nya fried rice ready. Nya the computer any nya we anya computer bia.
Fried rice is easy dey. Bu say fried rice is job.
Hey, let's carry one fan.
Oh, fried rice.
Check crowd one would go. Better say when you want to.
Ice cream na mum fees and kasi are expensive because say no.
We got one city. I won't go to see ice cream. Papa, and grab me beside Dokuna. I say Dokuna 2 cities. Hey, but don't go 2 Ghana cities. Papa, Pepper Swan and Neku for the member could you know. Dokuna near 50 pesos under President Mama, and they got 2 cities. Papa, now say Crampo, yeah, bro, you should cry. You won't cry for your alcohol. Eka those days, eka bro nya so dia na ka busua bia, na ka ye no mba kokrom, na ka kokko back bema bi, no akoto na ka weku no mba, wa pe fanta bi, na menua. Upon all the special coke ni special fanta abanyina. Ye to be no. Ofa, sa muti ya, ye se shoka ke ya. Mu ye nya. Ye menu bi kra che. Menu bi kra che.
Oh, this way they say boy da for more.
Ofa.
Oh, John man, yes, I did.
We can just find out what is the taste in the queen.
Won't Tomeric, won't you.
This way, boy, I
this way,
this way,
no, hey, this way. Now, my dream about my dream, myself. Oh, there's a condition.
This way, they are two breasts.
Maybe I won't be.
And you is a sound.
Maybe I will milk one sugar, and
prayer. Can I say we are nobody? What say? You pay your Galibia, near Pet Gally, my general carnier de gum, near messing at any Gary. It's an old dear and Sion Qua. And Susan is a got to 30%.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it's even young Jai Sagachum, a Mambuna, ye Buna, young Kitty Memu4 Hono. I bet first ever Pequine 4, you bet creating Juma. I'm Matimam 4. I hear crown of President Mama, she commander sugar factory. I think I buy it, and you share quite a fast so. Never must have commander sugar factory. Time my President Mama, or not sugar for a year, Juma. Not a year, Juma. A year, you call crack or FM station, big crap, I need to from her. Oh, I know you make up a pursuit, and can show Juma crazy. As you buy your good. Patricia, and young Juma and Prepper Crampo. Ofa, you were Bembu ha. Yes, see, you have all the knowledge. We have all the wisdom. Yes, and this is for the money making kind. Then you making kind, then you answer, you bar, you be making sure say, you better say. What for Bisa won't say, if you say $1 million, some can say, every year beyond the court concert, I want. Oh, now say me no 200 in a toilet cry a cop. And then the toilet board. So we need toilet to finish our public toilet. Who cry 2 cities? I want you go. Oh. So, Mahmoud Bamaka say, Oba, every household in Ghana,
Genesis,
every toilet on the fear. Over, as you them look, I say, there are no toilets. Over, I say, a baby shall say, every household there will be water in every household. Over, Nipani Mboa and the Numsho under his essence and Nekufado. Nipa Numsho, go them. Young drink quite first one. You best of us sign in your way. Yeah, fuck quite a first one. You bet ya. Yeah, money, yeah, go for. What sign a little on my moon. Now come to the minimum say, and can you put the what turn a can what tower? And a cold drink will last. Well, when I talk away, or may the way, and may away, and make quite broachy, may I say, what no one won't you. We are slafful, they be our srat. Now you buy was rat, dear no, who call France. No, I can fap a plane at your jolly womb. What? What woke a patrol, so Kabobusia? Who was so old the planer? onu a ukobo busa on ho kwa no on da sa plan mu da plan a ye dware wom plan a ye wom na wo so me kwa busia ukobo busia so be si bank in south be si bank in so no wo fa hwe banks a wagu no krom ha ye banks cry wa hai agriculture development bank enya adwuma the functions for ADB kwa no it is not functioning like that. The Ghana Commercial Bank, it is not even functioning. You joke, and that. It better take 3-4 days.
Join any point.
And sign a reflective our account to say, you joke. The institutions are not working in Ghana. Everything is collapsed. Bibia to show and what say, and Ghana, yeah, when you sign a course with Tunisia, no. Sign a course with Tunisia, no. Yes, sir. Young drink quite before so at him before you over to you. I said, ya kwa ya remo, quite before so bet you ya back the day 2017. Yes, Ram. Into for myself kakrani.
Me that say. Well, so young point now minji closing comments. Closing comments, yeah. Yes. William.
You see,
just 2 minutes in
Pacho. Nontina NDC enye political party the opposition there. Mbeboye jananke ya yejuma no. Look, me nua kan for instance sugar factory. Hey, ade ya mo nyina mo ka say ade no mo akọ import sugar no de alcohol e de agogu machine no ka say ade no na produce. And now Ubetra Akatre says, Sa factory no yen yegu, and they go you crans and a year day ye to aba. And this is for the Ben Cran and Mubeka no Creco Eka say, wait ye, ne yet. The Ben and Mube accept say, wait ye, ne ye bansu ne yet. You see, I think that opposition here say NDC for Bewo. And then NDC Akatre say, ya collapse banks. Banks year 2015, wow, former president John Dramani Mahama. Who said, I didn't enquire, and on one from no Jack. But who says, any system, no bank, no send my running, and yet, until enquire Ghana for soon, Omu Bejomosica, Omunya. Moon Jessica, Namon Vanco Shem, Namunya Banki sector, Omu Jessica, and I'm sounding number another country, air to tot down, Dubai and India, and I dare no, scanning neither as I said. Now, you are expecting, say, yen fanko fa as yen sanko fa taxpayers money no ni yen sanko ma omu biom no mu de omu ni omu yire no mu en fanko twa ma no biom e wo Dubai asembe na wo ka kire no yen ya ban no yen running the sa ntimi sere yen ntimi continue ne man John Mama ye ya anye ye na oja ye no yen san ko sisasika en sanko ma omu biom we won't do that na me sanka toilet and na me nu enti ha e kan toilet asem and na me nu enti ha e kan toilet asem Toleta, AMA, any coda. Yeah, what Greater Accra and other regions. No, NDC for a demonstration cry, Omoye Biwo. Say, Adena, a banya by ya toilet no see. Meanwhile, him say, a commodity something now, a dear to our heart. Mimi Krum say, lower mania crobo, toilet bar could do a yen ye. Only send or mine any pressure air to me so. Now, you know. Say toilet ehun hia nso ye no mudi nam social media ye de say abanya toilet gwan no si abanya toilet gwan no si and wa be trans say toilet ehun hia enu kire say NDC for there say be opposition ehia
me da si William John
as a Ghanaian amambu awaba amampeni awaba bosebo awabo over 171 billion when you His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama 54 billion. The second interchange. Even the annual crime, even the second interchange, you. The rich hospital. Over annual crime, call a wager bawi. The cheap compound, I will see who. Who can talk Polytech. Now the case all say, young follow track. I don't know what planner. I don't see young bones say, Mao. The unemployment, I could do on my way. Ghana for your Jumanye. Put ya kase NDC ya kasak baba ni yanchi opposition. Hey, etinda ya Ghana for. Ya Ghana for na ti yentumi nka. Da nyama kwaso na nya. Yentumi nka na. Da mambo yetima. Minu fuel and that's fuel. 6 cities 90 pesos per liter o. 6 cities 90 pesos per liter. E kwa yetimi ni o. E kwa yetima and that gari buo olonka is almost at 50 Ghana cedis. Wafa ama wani etimo. Kokonte wafa kokonte e kamenua ukoto banchi. Na se ko bobo na se banchi na ebonsa na ko twere de good aso. Na ko da so sa na ka sabe nka chere rich anu akanyam. Na ko wedi. And I'm no kase koko tell lonka 20 Ghana series and over. Wafa a kwama ye woman na a blow and cry blow. And then the go for the mambo so ya cry blow for Burkina Faso. Yes, you are planting for food and job. And na me bright here say NDC should be in opposition. Wafa a cry woman. You spending 20,000 Ghana series. You said you could army worm. And so still you who army worm I go cry you could no ma we mu. A cry woman. You see you dia for youth afforestation. Ah, and kwafo team amun yen chuamuka. A quiet team I see you creative jobs. Just when you creative. Toilet burn away see. But now for 9 good months yen chuamuka yeah.
The time now, Sir.
9 good months yen chua napko workers 4 year. As you to grow you see you drink quite first one. You bet you your remone your spouses for home. Near Baghdad 2017. Propose idea kwa you bet you huni. Ofa a crow your tremuma yen asundwebem. You tell my energy as citizens. So, the neku forward in the catcher and say is excellent the president. Or catcher and say, young citizens and many spectators. A cry bemu, young yashi, Busha Bonkwan, Yaji, Yaji, near your party, near your watch party, near your KK party, near your party, say a couple Bushia. Wafa, Busha Yakoba, says you need classroom crying to be seen here. Press school at demu, I could not come back to say Shadu Kramunya. Me teacher be the boy story be. Na akwara no office school no office school no oba. Ofa office school no be fie no. Na ni atia ma osa. Ana ne papa bi say hey, na mensa.
Kona ko railway sector, ejuma yeye o railway sector.
Do you know something?
Kotema na ko ejuma yeye o railway sector. Enu be kire o say aban papa bi aye den. Na
Efiura, me mo chi o Fiura.
Yes on.